I think we are live. Yes, we are. Hello, hello. It's me, RealiTEA, Krista Marie. And I want to welcome back Erin D, because we are doing the relaunch, because this is going to be the Who Started You On. If you guys don't know, we've done this Who Started You On segment about 30 to 60 times. I went through all of them from last year. I always said that this was going to be a podcast, but never uploaded it onto the podcast platforms. I just had the Housewives and Headlines one. That's just on hold for now. We're going to keep this one, but I'm going to do this on my RealiTEA channel. So I know somebody was asking me if I was still doing it for RealiTEA with Krista Marie. Yes, I'm just keeping my channel staying the way it is. I think I'm just mostly going to do Who Started You On, and I'll keep them on here and I'll upload them onto podcast platforms. So when I do that, I'll send the link out so everybody can rate me. Please, you rate it and like it, and you don't have to listen to it again, but just like pretend that you like it because it does matter. I mean, like I know I get a lot of like YouTube's picking up, and I'm getting nervous about it, but yeah. So this is Who Started You On. There's so many people. I want to say hi to everyone. Erin, I love your hair, by the way.
Thank you. Thank you, everybody, for coming. I see Terry, Muddy Joe, Jojo, Muddy Grace, Lauren.
Terry's here. Lauren, Jojo. Yeah. Everybody's here. So this is Who Started You On, and let me just explain it real quick. Now, last year, or when I was doing this before, I should have been more biased. I realized that was part of my. I mean, I know everybody likes that side of me, but that's like really just kind of like I realized that wasn't really working for everybody. I'm going to give both sides. I'm going to, present both sides fairly. I'm going to give my opinion. I'm going to ask Erin, obviously, what her opinion is. We'll talk about the show. It's not going to be a recap. I say that now, but like I think Salt Lake is in the back of my head, and I just can't. The episode just gave me life. This episode gave me life, but we'll get to it. But oh gosh, it gave me life. But yes, thank you everybody for coming, and we're gonna do a little bit. I want to do also. I'm gonna make it fun too. I am gonna drop the call-in link in about a half an hour when we're like a half hour in. If anybody wants to call and give me their side, or and then we could do like a rapid fire round of feuds that are going on lately. We'll see. And then I also have. I don't like to do screen share because I always mess it up, and God forbid if something pops up that's not supposed to be there. But I do have some of that whose sides that me and Erin were doing last year, and we barely agree. But we can go through. I'll go through them a little bit, and I'll just give you a little background. We'll see if we because literally it's a year later. I looked at everything is with almost a year later. So yeah, everybody's here. So first, I want to get into So and then anyway, if this is just the podcast. I'm sorry. This is the Who Started Your On podcast. Sorry about that, guys. This will be episode 1 officially. This will be on Apple and Spotify. So please, guys, if you're listening from there, and I'm not live, you don't see me. I am live. You can come see it on YouTube, but I will upload it there if you guys are just listening. Yes, please let me know what you think. And please, if you be kind, I don't mind. I welcome opposing opinions. I do. Just please don't be mean. But so Erin, hello. Did you watch both episodes? You did, right? I hope.
I did. I'm all caught up. I'm ready to go.
Everybody in the comments here, let me know how you feel. Okay. So at first I want to do, I call it Fire and Ice because of Salt Lake and Real Housewives of Orange County. Now, they were literally, it was so painful, very painful for me to watch OC, but we're going to do Salt Lake first because that is what gave me life. And I just don't understand. I felt like that dinner, Erin. Okay. So we're going to do Angie. I want to just talk about Angie. I want to talk about Angie and Meredith. And
I understand that.
Yeah. Now, first off, how do you feel about Angie K, first off?
I actually like her. I feel like there's a lot of misunderstanding with Angie K and the group, so I'm interested to see maybe more of her side and her story.
Right. Do you feel that there's something up with Meredith? Because if I feel like, okay, so when Angie came in, I was a big Meredith fan, right? And that was all last year, the first 3 seasons. And then when she decided that she was going to be, back up Jen, I was just really confused because she's a very smart girl. I don't understand why she did that, right? So now we fast forward to now. But see, Angie, she said Angie inserted herself, right? So the thing with Angie coming back, Meredith is sitting there saying she does not want her to come on the trip, right? Is she not a part? She's a cast member. She's like a half a cast member, or she's a whole cast member. I'm not sure, Angie, but she's definitely a cast member, correct?
Yeah, she's part of the group. I'm still trying to figure out who's a friend of and who's a cast member, but I believe most of them are cast members. I really enjoy the cast as a whole. I'm wondering if there's more to the Meredith and Angie story that we're missing that they haven't aired yet. That would be more of my curiosity, because it cannot just be the Jen Shaw thing. There seems like there's an underlying fight there.
So on Meredith, okay, so if I'm watching it on Meredith's perspective, okay, she just, all we heard from her is that she had said something last week at that last show, or that last finale, to Meredith, I guess she'll never be her friend or something about her. And Meredith is like, I don't feel like that is anything warranted. Like, I don't feel like to not like her to come on the trip this year, I don't feel like that's warranted. But if that has anything to do with it, see, my whole thing is, I feel like something happened to Meredith, because with her, on her perspective, her coming into that dinner, first she was a little bit tipsy, right? But when she pulls up and she sees Angie there, and she's there, she was like, first she was extremely nice to her. She said she's going to be, there's more things going on in the world, right? All of a sudden, we get to the dinner, and Meredith is, just drinking, and she doesn't understand why that, Angie was even like, why did Angie come on the trip? The same thing. And then why is Angie letting her and also letting everybody like pick on her? Don't you feel like there's something up with her? I don't really feel like it has anything to do with Angie. I don't. I feel like Angie K and Monica are just intimidating. I think Meredith might be intimidated by them, and I don't understand why. I don't know why she said she doesn't trust her. Meredith said she doesn't trust Angie. For her to give those bags, when she came out and she gave those bags to them, she had time to make up another bag for Angie, because that was just a whole diss right there, And,
well, she may not have brought enough t-shirts. She didn't know she was going to be there. I mean, to play devil's advocate, if you don't know somebody's going to be there, you wouldn't have prepared. So
true. Now, why do you think that Whitney I definitely don't think that Whitney was right in going there first and bringing Angie. I do think Angie had every right to be there. And that's why I'm saying, like, Angie had every right to be there. And on Angie's perspective, on her side, she took so much crap that entire day just for being there. And I really thought when she came around last season, I liked her. I was all for her coming. Like, I believe we probably do have one of those Whose Sides You're On, because it was Jen Shaw. I was like, I was all about Angie until she shows up this season. Now, hear me out.
So, is the thing you're doing Whose Side? Is it Angie versus Meredith? I'm just trying to.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Okay,
I know. I'm sorry. I'm flip-flopping back and forth, but yeah, because there's a lot. They're all against Angie. I feel like it's Angie against everyone, really.
Now, Angie with Meredith, I feel like Angie is coming into the group very defensive, because she was friends with Jen Shaw. So she's coming already in defensive. So I think she needs to take a breath, because she's coming in defensive. She's coming on a girls' trip she wasn't invited to. She's not coming in humble and trying to make friends and trying to make peace. She's coming in, even before she got there, it's saying, I'm going to show Meredith off by showing up to her girls' trip. If she'd come in and been more calm and been more like, hey, I know I wasn't invited, thank you for including me anyway, and tried to go at it at a nice, easier path, I think Meredith would have been more accepting of her being there, even though it may have been more difficult, because I felt like in those first couple scenes, Meredith she could have gotten mad that Angie was there when she showed up, but she didn't immediately. So if Angie had taken the steps in those moments to say, hey, I wasn't invited, but thanks for including me, I think the girls' trip would have gone more smoothly for Angie K versus Meredith. I think Angie K came in like, I want to make a point that I'm here.
Right.
So maybe that could have been maybe a step back. And I think Meredith, she did plan this out. And when you're excited about a girls' trip, you plan every moment out, and like a wrench is thrown in, it is going to throw you off a little bit. So in that defense, she was thrown off. And she has said in seasons past, she doesn't like surprises.
Okay. But Angie, I feel like, had all intentions she was excited. I don't think she had any bad intentions going there. I thought that she had the perspective that everybody was still her friend. I don't think she came into this group knowing that Heather didn't trust her because she had a perm in high school and she had curly hair. And she said, then we found out she was a perm, so now she doesn't trust her. Meredith doesn't trust her because she got up Jen Shah's butt. Well, so did you, Meredith. So all these arguments against her, she was coming into this. She kind of was like, she actually belongs there because she's a cast member. We would have something to say if she wasn't. But Whitney should have never brought her there and put her in that position and like hyped her up like it was okay for her to kind of be there. And I felt bad for her. The only thing that bothered me about Angie is her sunglasses. That's it. And I'm just going to side note, her sunglasses are very offensive to me. I don't like them at all. And I feel like she's making a really bad statement with them. I don't know what it is yet, but it is. But I'm on Angie's side because I feel like what they did to her at that dinner, I don't think it was warranted. I mean, I think there's something else. And I think they should have been more mad at Whitney because Whitney was also trying to insert herself as well into this. And I feel like, what Meredith said about, she only did she did something with Whitney one time, the Trixie person. Now, as far as Trixie's concerned, I don't think there's any blame to put on her because she did make a statement like, wait, you weren't invited. Like she didn't say, this is okay. Right. Angie had all, as far as she was unsuspecting that she was going to be treated like a second class citizen as soon as, 5 minutes after they got here. And that dinner, I don't know. I feel like, to get up and just say with the husbands and that all was like the anger I feel with Meredith was a Meredith problem for me. I don't feel like there's anything to really, everybody else caught up Jen's butt too. And now Jen's gone. And I said this last season, stop fighting about who's the best friend to Jen because she's not going to be here anymore. And she don't give a F about any of you. And she's like, all of it has to do with Jen Shah and also Heather. Also, she said she doesn't trust her because of the perm. Angie thought that she was friends with all these people. Again, I would like the other Angie to be there too. This Angie, the only thing I have a problem with is her sunglasses. And I do want to know more about her life. And, she does say some things like all the things that she said, that was a whole day's built up of, getting treated like, I know you're not supposed to be here. So you go by yourself. I didn't know you're going to be here. So you don't get a bag. You don't get the room. You don't get this and you don't get that. But technically she was supposed to be there because she's a cast member. I can't remember if she's a full or not. Whatever they hold, Salt Lakes, whatever they hold, a mountain, something, half mountain, full mountain. I don't know. But, again, Heather too. What is everybody's problem with her? I don't like the way she's been treated. And I don't think it's her problem. I don't think it's an Angie problem. And if there's something else, like you said, there might be something underlying. But Meredith, if it's something about Angie's husband, which we kind of already know what everybody says. I don't care what they do. Is it weird that they sleep with a whole adult and a whole adult dog in between them? Yes. That I feel like he's a good looking dude. And Angie in the very beginning, she's saying that she met this guy and he does her hair and they have all these businesses of it. And then she introduces her husband. I thought they were different people.
Oh, you didn't realize that she had married, her husband was a hairdresser.
Well,
okay.
She's talking about how they're doing all this business. And then she says, I don't have time for him, but you're with them. You have all the businesses with them. So I was confused why she said she doesn't have time to have sexy time with him. And then you see the dog, they have a huge bed, but you don't need a dog and a whole another adult in between you. He's a good looking man. But, again, if Meredith wants to say, we'll talk about the husbands, how did she feel with Andrew? She shouldn't say anything because she didn't like what Lisa did to her. She didn't like everything Lisa said to her. And we have bigger fish to fry. We got to go figure out what's going on with Monica. Or what's her name? Monica?
Yeah, right? Monica. I actually really like Monica as a new addition to the thing. I found that she stood up when she thought her friend Lisa was wrong. I thought that was great, even though I may not have gone about it the same way. I may have pulled it from the table or something. That's maybe, I don't know if I would have called her out in front of everybody else. But at that point, is Lisa really going to get up from the table and walk over and take a breather? So there's good and bad. I thought her point was she was a guest. She's new to the group. She thought her friend went too far. She's calling out a friend for it. And really, if you are friends, you are going to say to your friend, hey, you're going too far. This is way below the belt. I thought that was right that she did that with Lisa. I may not have gone about it the same way, but I thought the sentiment was a good thing that she going to voice herself. Her being open about what she's done in the past, she's coming at it like I'm an open book.
Right.
Maybe hard for some of us to hear what she's saying, but she's at least being honest about what she's saying. So the Monica and Lisa, I was sort of on Monica's side because I thought she was trying, maybe not delivered correctly, but her motives were correct. So, and I think Lisa is used to going below, or as Lrga Curves would say, she's going for the jugular.
I don't get that either because, she is not a good person. What she said about Meredith, like that came out of anger and came out of nowhere. And it's all these rumors and things about everybody else. Monica, I like that they have accepted her. I know in my heart, in my soul, that Bravo did this on purpose. Like, how much does it go up Jen's butt that Monica, who probably put her, probably was somebody that put her into prison, which I'm glad she did because she was wrong. She was stealing from people. We don't want that going on. So, Jen Shah was like, her biggest fear was to lose her Shah Amazing. And she did. They didn't want Coach to film this year. They're not sending Monica here to have it set up for Jen Shah. And maybe she gets out in 2 years. That's not a thing. Not for her. She's guilty. She's OJ guilty. She's not getting out. That doesn't apply. So they didn't bring Monica in here to sway it and get us all like, because we're going to miss Jen Shah. This was to go at Jen Shah's, because she's a liar and she lied to work. And she probably did illegal things at work on work's time. So I don't think, and then to put Angie and the person that probably helped put her in prison, I love it. And I want to know about her husband. I want to know about the brother-in-law. I want to know how that family that has Monica's Mr. and mistress, and then the sister. Wait, what was the other one? They both cheated, right? Oh, yeah. So it would be the other sister. Her husband cheated with her. So it's like that family has 2 kids that cheated on people, or they have, that were cheated on. You know what I'm saying? Your son and your daughter both cheated like with other people. It wasn't like, it was like a brother and sister kind of thing. Like, it's like, what's wrong with that? Like, I think maybe when they married into that family, they weren't sure about their religion, or maybe they also were not comfortable with a lot of the things. And, maybe they were just uncomfortable, and they don't like to get divorced. Like, divorce is very, it's frowned upon, like she said. Yeah. So if you really need that emotional connection and you want to be in love, and, who else, but there's people that are closer to you that's married into the family like you, and understands what you're going through with your spouse because they're married to that brother and sister of that family. If I'm assuming, this is all that I'm just assuming that it had a lot to do with the church. They probably didn't want to get a divorce, and she has 3 kids. Like, I feel like it was an emotional, probably like with Ryan and Jen, which I love to talk about. Ryan and Jen, it was like so emotional that, the husband and that, I don't know. I don't know what happened after she went and told the bishop. I guess she said she got excommunicated, but I want to know, did the other people get divorced? Like, what, can we talk about this? Like, why did you cheat? Were you emotionally, you were probably very like lonely. You know what I'm saying? I don't think it was for sex, but we'll find out. And I feel like her being honest about it, at least they're not going to have to talk. They're not going to sit there, because they went on a witch hunt with Mary last season. And thank God Bravo said, we don't care about your alleged things. It's not what's true. Mary's cool. We're bringing
like 2 seasons ago with Mary. Yeah. Okay.
Huh?
2 seasons ago. Last season, Mary wasn't on.
Oh, man, really? I missed the whole season. Man, you know why? I was so focused on goddamn Jen.
You were so concentrated on Jen, you didn't realize Mary wasn't there. No, Mary came back this season.
I love that she went away for a little bit and was like not, and then she goes back and she's like still herself. You know what I mean? But as far as with Salt Lake, I don't know, that scene, that whole dinner scene gave me life, because Whitney, you're not being nice to play this cold and prickly. This is not a game to get to know people. You don't tell people your biggest secret. That's not a game. Let's go around. Okay. How about everybody in the chat? Everybody tell me a secret that nobody else knows. Like, And I don't want to hear that you're crocheting at Hobby Lobby. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's not something that you, I love it. I mean, because that happens all the time. But then they call these games. Now let's call the game that makes everybody. We got to think, how can we get somebody to fight? Well, let's call it the cold and prickly, warm and fuzzy game.
I thought as soon as that game was announced, oh no, this is trouble. I would never play this game. I would do the warm and fuzzy part, but no, I would never sit at a table and criticize my friend in front of everybody else. I thought that was harsh and cold. And I realized it's a TV show, so they got to do things like that. And you know what? They earned their paychecks that night because they made a lot of drama off that game. I don't even think it was complete. I don't think they all even did it.
I'm going to say this. You know what it reminded me of, right? Did you see the Dinner from Hell on Housewives of Beverly Hills Housewives with Lisa's husband? Don't you talk about my husband. And then she was a super. And then I feel like maybe they kind of watched that and they were like, let's recreate it kind of, sort of. Because then she's talking, crying and saying that kids are getting amputated and I can't worry about this. Kids are losing their limbs. And I'm like,
oh, that was about her. Now she has, because some of them have clarified, and after the after show, her friend's grandson, I believe that was a story, was going through that at the time, was very sick, and she was taking phone calls from her friend or something like that, and so that's why she was in an emotional state. And I can
after people. Don't go after me.
That's true. I can understand the emotional state because when you're very invested in your friend, she's like not thinking straight and stuff like that. Hi, Jennifer. And so I get that, but I do think she does use it as deflection over and over again. So I understand that too. Now, because going back to Mary, I just was very curious. Mary and Angie at the pool, whose side were you on?
Angie's, because Angie and they don't understand Mary. I don't know if they don't know Mary that well, because Mary's not like Mary, but she's not a very sociable person. She's a loner. She doesn't Mary's odd. I feel like yelling, Mary, come here. That was probably annoying. I would probably get annoyed too if somebody was calling my name. There's not a lot of people. They look very empty there. It kind of was probably loud, and she probably didn't want anybody looking at her, but I feel like Mary is being Mary, and I just hope that she just relaxes a tiny bit. But Angie they're trying to be friends with her. They're just trying to include her. Come here, hang out. You know what I mean? So it's like, again, Angie, the only thing I had a problem with was her sunglasses and the dog and the whole human in between her and her husband, because he's really freaking hot. Like, what the hell? But hey, whatever. If he's a beard, I don't really know what that means. I heard that's what Lisa is too. I'm kind of assuming I know what it is. It's just like a front, I guess, right? Pretend that we're married. Okay, we'll just say that.
I don't know what that is.
I heard it was Lisa. Later. And if that's the case, that's on them. Like, if she's okay with him being with other people, guys, girls, and they have I'm not even going to assume that it's guys.
I don't know anything about that. They haven't said it on the show, so I don't have any opinion.
Right. Yeah. It was all, I'm sorry. This is stuff I'm just hearing and, but I'm assuming that's what they're talking. I mean, if that's what they're talking about, it just doesn't matter to me. And if that's the case, prove it. Like, you're going to say that about somebody, but again, Meredith, I don't understand. Maybe, like you said, maybe there's something that happened that we don't really know about. I really don't think it should have anything to do with the husbands. Like, she was a nut. And she also, I'm sorry, Meredith. I know. I liked Meredith after Lisa went after her because she was just very matter of fact. She did what I would have done. You don't like me. It's obvious. We're not friends. Like, no, goodbye. Like, what do you want? Like, because I said your house was ugly. Like, and I was like, good. We need Meredith to stay because Jen Shah, cannot depend on criminalistic behavior to make these shows good. I don't, we're good. We're doing pretty well. Yeah, okay. That's what I kind of thought too. We're doing pretty well.
Jonathan.
Yeah, we're doing pretty well without Jen Shah there because I'm so interested in Monica's life. And, Angie came in not trying to cause any problems. Whitney brought her and put her in front of the fire and said, oh, shoot, sorry, you might get burned. And Trixie's like, but you're not supposed to be here. Like, you know what I mean? Angie's like, well, darn, like, what am I going to do? Stay home? Like, that's really not nice. So, but she came in, she should have just not went early, I guess. That's what I'm saying too. That kind of was like, but I blame Whitney for that. Like, I believe that I want to say that I'm on Angie's side completely because she's only trying to be included. She is a cast member. She's right about she does belong there.
It is a very good season. I'm very impressed with how they've come back, and everybody was worried what it'd be like without Jen Shaw. I think it's amazing. I think we have a lot to talk about, especially bringing Mary back, bringing the new Monica is great for the cast. I think even Angie K, even though I wasn't like I didn't know how she'd play into it because I only knew her as Jen Shaw's friend. I feel like there's a lot of story there and a lot we're going to get to know her. And so far, I like the whole cast. I don't have like a favorite. I like
Heather. I'm good on Heather. Heather can go. I'm good on Heather. I am. I don't like her approach. I don't like her attitude. I don't like her confessionals. I didn't like her on Ultimate Girls Trip. I didn't like the way she handled it with Whitney. I feel like she had the third season curse because she snowed us for 2 seasons. Then she kind of crawled up Jen's butt. Like her, again, should we trust you, Heather? I don't trust you or Meredith because you backed Jen Shaw up until the very last minute, knowing probably she didn't care about them at all, and they knew that. And Angie did try to be her friend. And who the heck assumes that somebody's birthday party is going to be paid for by their... Like, Angie and her husband are supposed to pay for Jen Shaw's husband's birthday party. Like, Coach Shaw's like, oh, I was under the impression that I didn't have to pay you back. That's the last scene we see with Angie. And I'm like, darn, like, this poor woman, she really, like, went all out trying to, like, be good. And I don't want to hear also, guys, Meredith, guys, tell me what you guys think, too. I don't want to, they were so thirsty. They're trying to get on the show. They've been trying to get on the show for years. I feel like a lot of women would just take that opportunity if it came in front of them or close enough to them. What's the problem with being like, wanting to be on the show and wanting to make, because I feel like Whitney is, as much as she's reminds me of Freddie Mellencamp, she's not a mean girl. So when she tries to do it, it comes off odd. Like it just comes off not cool. It didn't, I don't know. Like, she's like, let's play this game and I'm going to bring her early. And it's like, wait, come on. I was just finally like getting to like you because I couldn't stand what Heather did to you. And she was so valid in her feelings. And Heather still doesn't get it. So I don't really care what she thinks about Angie. And if it's about a perm, I don't trust you either, Heather. Like, I don't trust you. You completely crawled up Jen Shaw's butt and then like didn't want to talk about why you had a black eye. We still don't know why I had a black eye. So don't be mad that somebody said they were doing scissor kicks with Jen Shaw. We assumed a lot of things with that black eye. Don't be mad at the girl that actually paid for that party because, she did scissor kicks. Oh, well, guess what? Jen Shaw was doing scissor kicks on season 1. So don't be offended. Okay. So I'm on Meredith's side. Sorry. Not Meredith. I'm sorry. Yeah. Angie's side.
You're on everybody but Meredith's side.
I know I am. And I am.
And I've always liked Meredith. I feel like Meredith does try to play it down the middle a little bit too much. But she plays it safe. And I feel like this year she's coming into this very emotionally, but not really giving us a full story. Like every time she's asked a question, she doesn't completely answer it, which makes it really hard to take her side. Like she's accusing Angie K of stuff, but she won't tell us where she got it from, unless it was from last season, which why doesn't she just say last season that's what it came off as? Maybe not exactly what you said, but how I felt about it. I could take her side on that because I felt like Angie K did come off with I don't like you, Meredith, last season, and then we would all be like, okay, we get it. But Meredith is not saying it.
Well, Meredith had a lot to say about at the end because she crawled up Jen's butt and Jen got mad at Angie. So then Meredith all of a sudden didn't like Angie. It's like, why? And Meredith, you're smart. So I want to know, like, yeah, is there something up? Like, she just is kind of, I don't know, to me, the wrong side of, I don't want to say the wrong side of history. She's just very intelligent. I don't understand, like, what she's doing. Again, I mean, I'm probably the unpopular opinion about it, but, like, I just feel like she has a great life. So what are you so angry about?
Well, you can agree that you like what Lrga Curves said. Meredith did bring back Mary Cosby. You were excited about Mary.
She did. Yeah.
So, and I mean, there's a plus.
Yeah. And you know what? I'm glad because people tried to bring her down. And I don't, there's a lot of things that we said about what Mary does. But you know what? She's not actively with that guy. We all know why she married him. She just she don't have to say it. And they're fine with it. You know, she had a son that she wanted to raise. in a household and not be like, put on the streets. So again, did like go, I mean, whatever, you can call anything a cult, anything that's organized a cult. Like, I don't really think that it was a cult. People are, the money that they give, that's on them. And there's a lot, I don't know, maybe there's some things, but guess what? There's been how long now? Nobody's found it. She's also on the show. If there's anything illegal going on, I understand she probably had an affair because she had an arrangement with that man. I don't really feel like I'm going to marry my grandpa because I'm in love with him. And, she said some problematic things, but I feel like, I don't think that she's dangerous. When drama becomes dangerous, that's a problem. We have other ones that are dangerous. So we're going to get to OC. There's some dangerous drama there. You know what I mean? I feel so far. Oh God. Yeah. Oh yes. Real quick. My God. Real quick. Who's starting one, the Ring or Lisa? Or Lisa or the, I don't mean, I need Lisa or what? Because I think I think either there was no ring or she's lying.
No, I think she lost the ring. I don't think Lisa is lying about that. I think it's upsetting. I think maybe she shouldn't have kept saying 60K and just said, I lost the ring. It's an emotional ring. Because I did think Monica, sorry, I didn't mean to say K. Monica was correct. You got to know the crowd. And I think Monica's saying you can be upset about it in a ring, but please stop saying the price of the ring when I wear $100 ring. I thought that was more.
Why did she take pictures of that ring though? 2 pictures. Why did she take a very obvious picture of that ring?
Well, you have to for insurance because I know one of my sisters lost her bracelet at work.
That day, or she didn't even know.
No, I don't think the picture was from that day. I think the camera did that shot. Like, but she was on camera. I think they did a close up, not her. But for insurance, you do have to have, because my sister lost her bracelet at work. It was expensive that my brother-in-law had given her in.
Okay, when she said, I felt it slip off my finger, so I went and I grabbed it real fast. I went and I grabbed it. So where did you grabbed it? Then what did you do? You let it go into the tampon holder?
No, she was trying to grab it. She thought she had it, and she didn't.
Oh, so she felt it slip off her finger.
Yeah, because I rewatched that a couple times because I was not getting what she was saying, so I did have to rewatch that scene.
I don't think that looked like that. Does not look like it's going to fall off her finger. It looked.
Oh no, rings that close to your knuckle, that could fall off. When I was married, my ring used to fall off all the time. So
yeah,
I had a cheap ring, so it didn't really matter, and I never lost it. But I'm just saying, that's probably more God trying to get it off for me. But
I mean, I get like, why are you? And again, why are you even wearing that? I don't know. Like, why you don't want people to see your house? Because I get that part, right? So then you're going to go on 60,000 around people like strangers about how much a ring is, and you're going to wear a ring that's 60,000. You're going to post pictures about it, and and then Kim. Oh my God, how did they find that diamond? That was crazy, wasn't it, Regina? Or who did you? Oh my God, her diamond earring goes into the I don't know. I guess it was like the Bahamas. It was really clear water. It was really blue. And somehow they found that diamond ring. Somebody dove down there and found that diamond ring. And
That's amazing that they found that.
And she had this ugly cry face. Oh, I miss it. No, I don't. Just kidding.
That was amazing that they even found that ring on the Kardashian thing. I don't watch the Kardashians, but I was impressed they found her ring.
I don't think that, and I just feel like that ring didn't go missing. And if it went missing, somebody has it. It's a big ring. You don't just use a ring that big in a room, maybe the size of, I don't know, maybe the downstairs. I don't know. Bathrooms in like a Walmart. I'm picturing a Walmart bathroom or something.
You're picturing
I don't know. I'm just picturing a bathroom that's not that big that like you would have heard that you would have heard it. Like, listen, this is true. When a ring hits, you would hear that. That's a small ring hitting something metal. To me, this was so strange. Maybe it started to fall off. She grabbed it and said, "Oh, maybe I can get insurance about this." I don't know. I don't
know if that's true. I feel like she really lost the ring. I felt bad for her. I don't know if I would have said it as many times as she did, but
maybe she is that I don't know what's it called, uppity, that she doesn't realize, and she probably didn't do it. She didn't do the insurance scam. She is that. I don't know.
Yeah, she is that.
Who's saying or whatever it's called. Like, she doesn't realize that, like, you're that dumb. You would wear that ring because you're screaming about it. Sorry. I can take it back. Not that dumb, but like to scream about it, then you probably don't it. You probably aren't doing an insurance scam if you're screaming about it so many times and making me think and other people think that stuff. I don't know. I mean, look what Erica did. She gave back the fake. God darn.
She did not. Hold on, no. Zach, everybody wants to go to Zach Peters' channel. He explains that, and I actually know that from retail too. When you buy a ring, it is more expensive than if you are trying to sell a ring back, because it's the value of the actual diamond versus when you're buying it, everything's priced up. So Zach does go into detail with that. I will put a link to Zach Peters' page. He explains the ring. Very good in detail on his page. Everybody can check that out, because I was confused by that too.
The very nice burglars, were they the same burglars that robbed Dorit, that they give back the ring that was stolen? The nice burglars, are they that nice that they gave it back, the one that was stolen, the original one? So is that how it was a different ring? Because I thought these earrings got stolen, Erica, from the burglars. Or they must have been the same burglars that robbed Dorit, the very nice burglars. I mean, seriously, like that it was stolen, but the burglars give it back. Like the Dorit's, like they give her a cell phone, they let her cell phone, and this time they actually let light up so she knew where it was. I mean, they're very nice burglars, so they must have obviously given back her earrings because they're the same ones. Zach Peter, it's crazy, right?
Make me laugh. You always make me laugh.
It doesn't make any sense. Am I saying it backwards? Did she not say they were stolen, and he had to replace them? Okay, just saying. They weren't the original one. I thought. I don't know. Again, like I also want to know the psychology behind people that are doing scam, like Erica and Tom, allegedly. Erica, not yet, but and like Jen Shaw, why do you go on TV? I still don't understand. I don't understand. But thank God.
Very true. Very true, Larja.
Very. I mean, yeah. I just feel, God, how dumb? Like, why would you do they get caught? And then you see other people get caught and you still do it. Kyle Richards. I don't know. I'm just saying. All right. So I want to move on to OC because I can't.
People have reminded us in the chat. You said you were going to drop the link after half hour because we were only staying on for an hour. And we're already 4 minutes in.
I know. Okay. I will drop the call link, but I do want to talk about, I just want to get through a little bit of OC because I need all yours. Oh my God. Okay. Because it was painful for me to even watch that show anymore. And it's painful because it was my favorite. It's painful because I can't stand why they're only going out to dinner. That's all they did. Go out to dinner and got drunk. That's all they did. And they went on a trip and they just went after Heather. So I'm talking, so this is this side, whose side are you on? Heather versus everybody else. And I guess and Jen and Ryan, because I'm obsessed with Jen. And what the heck? So I'm dropping the phone link because gosh darn it. Like, and Tamara, oh my God, I'm so angry. I'm not angry. I'm biased. I'm just saying, I can't take it.
She's almost like Heather. While she's dropping the call-in links, guys, we have dropped all our friends.
Oh no, I hope that's not me, Erin. I will also link everybody's channels in my description. I think Erin froze on us, but yeah. Thank you, Team Heather. I agree. And like, let me see, we'll give Erin a couple of minutes, but like I guys, OC to me, I don't care. Like I don't look at the numbers about who's watching it originally because there's also all the times we don't watch it. So hey, Larga.
Hey, Krista. How's it going? This is an excellent review. You and Erin are doing fantastic. Everybody smash those like buttons. But you know what, girl? You already had like 100 and something likes when I came in here.
I know. Sometimes there's something.
No, that's excellent. That's excellent.
I was messing, like I was in that in the analytics, and I guess like you have to. I'll tell you later. There's the thing that sometimes you can hit it, and if you the certain amount that you want, I don't know. I was messing with the analytics, so I think that kind of.
Oh, okay. Yeah, show me later.
I hope she'll come back. But all right, so I kind of know already how you feel about Salt Lake. Do you agree that we can go on without this criminalistic behavior?
Yeah, like we don't need crimey stuff. Yeah, totally. I feel like I feel like crime on any of my reality shows, while it is reality, isn't necessary for my entertainment. Like I'm not looking at these ladies on how to be a criminal. I'm looking at these ladies on, kind of like that could be me. And I'm not putting myself in a jail cell. So they don't need to be over here.
Look, No, I was that. There's no way you could. I wouldn't even give you my real social security number. I was completely non-existent because I did not, it was, I would definitely not go on TV. Like, and I'm not saying anything against what they do. It makes me angry. But you know what? Actually, they sucked the life. Her and Erica sucked the life out of me, I think, for like 2 years. 20 years of my life.
Yeah. Definitely.
Still.
So
I want to move on to OC because I really feel like, people do watch it on all the streaming networks. So the numbers, the first night, I don't mean anything to me. I just listen to what we all say and what's being said in social media, and nobody can stand it. I feel like it was such a flop. It was a bully. All they did was bully Heather. They bullied Jen and Ryan. She's got enough to worry about with that guy. Like, she just went through a lot, that poor girl. So I'm on, like, this is like, and then with Heather, she belongs in Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. And I'm just saying that because she thought they don't like her. They don't want her there. They really think that they bullied her out of there, and she likes the money. She doesn't care about the show, Heather. So I want to, like, I'm definitely on Heather's side, and I want her to, if they keep that show on, I hope she leaves and she goes to, I want her back on Beverly Hills because I love Heather, and I feel like she maybe has some issues from her childhood that makes her, she's a little bit like, whatever they say about her. I don't even know. It doesn't bother me, whatever, saying that she thinks she's better and she has money, and they all have money. Okay. Just like with Monica, I didn't like how she felt upset about, having to get a Louis Vuitton because she felt like they were going to look at her some type of way. Look, girl, you didn't hit a house. Just be glad you didn't get drunk and hit a house. Okay.
It was interesting that Monica, real quick, when felt that way, mentioned to Lisa about the 60,000. And then Lisa immediately was like, well, you have a nice bag.
I mean, because to me, crying, I just didn't. I'm like, that's a rich girl problem that you felt.
Yeah.
So, but maybe I understand. It's like, look at the way that they're treating Heather because they think she has money and she has more money than them. The thing is, they don't like the fact that she doesn't need them. She doesn't need the money or the fame.
How did they bully her? I heard some. I haven't been watching.
Because it's very toxic. We have, all right. So we're on this last episode. We have bus 1, and we'll say bus 2. We have bus 1. We have Heather. I'm sorry. Yeah, we have Heather, Taylor, and Jen, and I may be forgetting somebody. The other bus is Tamra, Shannon, Vicky, and what's the other bully? Who am I missing? Vicky, Gina, and Emily. Oh my gosh, yeah, they're all in that other bus. I would have.
Why are they on a bus?
I feel like they were on that bus, and that was like the Mean Girl bus, and then it was like it was Heather, and they're crying. I mean, like, seriously, like, they make Heather cry and they go after Jen about what? About Ryan? Who gives a shit? Tamra, who cares what you heard? We heard things about Eddie. So what you know what I mean?
And she didn't talk to Vicky Gunvalson for a year after she talked about Eddie.
Hey, you're not supposed to repeat a rumor, remember?
Right.
Remember, you don't repeat a rumor because it's not true. So why do you guys care? Who cares what Ryan did before he met her? He was a whatever. He was a playboy. He's a good-looking dude. And if I don't care if he half the gym. He's with her now, and I think that he loves her. And I feel like they put doubts in her head and bullied Heather off the damn show and made her cry. And they are just a bunch of immature.
What did they say to Heather to make her cry?
They're like, oh, you think everything that she has said, like any comment that she made during a conversation that was just normal, like we're having, just say I'm not angry right now, just say I'm smiling as I'm saying this. Like, she said something like a Bravo Khan about, I don't know, calling them losers or something. I don't know. Joking around. They've twisted it and said, oh, you said this about us. Gina with her new nose going after, oh, you're not my friend, Heather, because, you think you're better because you said this about me, or, you didn't tell them to stop saying.
The last time I saw Gina, she was literally had started construction of a house in the ass of Heather. You're telling me she demolished the house and moved out, and now she's against Heather?
She is like literally not. She literally is jumping on the bandwagon of, oh, let's bully Heather, which I don't know. They're just
no
jealous.
way.
She doesn't need the money for the shoe. She can walk away and be just as well off, and she doesn't care about the money. She has old money, so to her, the way she's acting, she's trying to be friendly. She's not being uppity. She's not the one who's taking separate planes and stuff like that. And You know, they went out, like they had Noelle go after her last season, and then this season she comes back. Like I forget, do we skip a year? I don't know. It was so bad. I only watched the last 2 episodes because we were doing this because it was more of the same thing. Going out to dinner with the 3 amigos, getting drunk and acting stupid at 60 years old. Look where that ended up. You know what I mean? That Vicky, Vicky, I was good on Vicky a long time ago. Vicky, why are you back?
Yeah,
I love Vicky.
My God.
Who's siding?
Is she back full time or a friend of?
I don't.
Friend of.
Erin, who's siding? Who's siding on with like Jen and Ryan? Do you feel like it's what TAMRAT is doing and what they're all doing, and Gina is turning on Heather? What are they doing? What do you guys think?
Okay, so I don't think of it as the group. I went individually. So with Heather, I've always liked Heather. But I feel like Heather and Gina came into the season already having issues in their friendship. So Gina is already more sensitive.
Unsuspecting to Heather.
Because she came into the season and pretty much was like kind of attacked on much by Heather in the beginning. Now they worked it out, but she's still a little bit sensitive to their friendship because they came into the season with Heather making an issue out of their friendship. So she is more sensitive, and she's thinking back when the season started. It was right after BravoCon. So maybe she did say something at BravoCon when we weren't getting along. In her defense, that's her mindset could be. Now with Tamara and Heather, I feel like Tamara's out to. Heather was the queen last season, and she wants to be the queen. So I feel like that's maybe more competitive. And I feel like Tamara's made that obviously. She's not hiding that she's competing with Heather. So that's separate. I would say I don't agree with that. And oh yeah, the Juice is backstage if you want to let her up too.
Oh, okay.
And so I take them all separately. I don't think Vicky and Heather have any problems. I feel like Vicky has grown and is a little bit more mature this year. She did step away from the fight, which I never thought her doing.
And she got back in it.
She did, but she didn't attack Heather.
I know. But
even on the bus, she really was kind of like neutral and maybe a little bit more on Heather's side, trying to understand what the fight was actually about, which if you're coming into it from the outside, she hadn't been around these girls in a long time. You could see Vicky asking questions because she's not understanding why they did attack Heather. Actually, you got to give it up to Vicky because she did go into it. Hey, I'll give you the benefit of the doubt. I didn't agree with what you did back there, but you want to explain yourselves? Did Heather do something? She didn't actually accuse Heather of anything, so.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get the juice up too. I have issues with this all the time. Sorry.
And but for Emily and Heather, I don't know. I never saw them as actually good friends. It felt like there was always something underneath the table last year. They weren't really friends. They're just both friends with Gina. I always thought that was their basis for their friendship was they're both friends with Gina, so we'll try and get along. But I never thought they actually liked each other, so I wasn't shocked that they're fighting.
What do you think about Ryan and like Jen and Tamara and what she thinks about all the stuff she thinks is not good for him, all that? Like he's not good for her. Oh, I'm having issues getting in here.
Oh, do I think Ryan is good for
what do you think about, what do you think about Ryan and Jen? Do you think that everything that they're saying is valid? And do you think that like that it's good, they have good intentions on?
Now, Tamara did say the stuff she had said to Vicky was 3 months earlier, and nobody was listening to that fact. She said, I said this 3 months earlier when you know I was saying stuff. I haven't said stuff since. But because, like, Vicky brought it up, even though it was 3 months prior, like, they're going to address it. But she knew Tamara was saying stuff back 3 months ago. She hasn't said stuff since. That was her point. But if you're going to push Tamara, which they still did after she said it was 3 months ago, Tamara's going to go, no, I don't like him. You know I don't like him. Don't push this on camera or I'm going to say it. Right. You know that's Tamara. So once she had said that was 3 months ago, if Jen did not want to have that fight, she would have dropped it then. Jen wanted to have that fight a little bit on camera.
I don't know. I feel like I don't think that Tamara is really her. I don't think that Tamara has any. I don't think she's her friend. And I feel like Tamara came in, as you said, thinking that she's going to maybe, the queen, and then she's like, she doesn't like the fact that Heather was going to be, but Heather doesn't need the show.
Larger, we're having difficulty hearing what you're saying.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was listening.
Oh, okay. I heard some squeaking, and I was like, and I saw your bubble. Like,
I'm sorry. I'm trying to get through my phone to let in. Okay, here we go. I get it.
And then
Yeah, I haven't been watching, but I think I just saw clips of Tamra being up to her old antics of just trying to make good reality TV. You know, that's Tamra's thing, is she's trying to make good reality TV. She's not living a reality. She's trying to make reality TV. So her being the a villain and antagonist is her typical archetype on this series. She's always been the Esther. She's always been the bone collector, and she's always been the agitator ever since Tamra has gotten on this show. And she's just sliding right back into her old tactics, it sounds like. I feel like because we know she's making good TV, that we have to take everything she says with a grain of salt. Like, she's literally just doing it for the camera. She literally is only trying to be like necessary for the show by tearing down the other ladies.
I think they brought Tamra back because last year's ratings were not good in OC. I think they put pressure on Tamra to get these ratings up, and Tamra feels the pressure to keep her spot so she's not fired again. I think those are all very valid points, Larja. That this is not the real Tamra. And I think when Jen came on the show, she was expecting her friend Tamra, not Tamra of OC.
Right.
Of OC. And I think Jen did not know that Tamra has two personalities. You can be friends with her, but you're not going to be friends with her on the show. That's not the real Tamra. And it's reality TV, which we all know is not exactly true. It is produced. I'm sure at different tables, they are being fed different things to stir the pot to get these things more interesting. So I'm sure at that, whatever kind of table looked like a tree house table thing, they were being fed stuff to get the fight going. So and it did. And I really felt bad for Gina because I feel like she did not expect that something bad was going to be said from Heather about her, and it seemed believable.
Oh shit! Sorry. Yeah. Sorry. Okay, I'm just trying to get in. Okay. At stage. Are you up?
The Juice Radio Talk Show.
Okay.
Hey, Erin.
Okay. Let me get out of this. I gotta get out of that. Okay.
How you guys doing?
Doing
Happy
wonderful.
Friday.
Hey, RHOC Curves.
How's it going, Juice?
It's wonderful. You guys are doing such a great job, Erin. I love you guys' commentary with Krista.
Oh, guys, I'm sorry. I'm putting you back up. Put everybody up. Oh, crap. Sorry. I don't think I just said that either.
You go, girl. You got it, Krista.
Everybody up because I'm having like issues here. I can't see anything.
I don't see Larja.
Okay, Larja. There we go. Okay.
Now we're all back.
Go back now. Oh my God. Larja, did I mute Larja or did you?
I'm here.
Oh, okay. I thought I did you. Okay. All right, guys. I apologize. Sorry about that. Juice, is that Regina?
Hey, girl. Hey.
I want to say hi to the 30 girl too. Can somebody did you put the Juice's information in? Or that
I will absolutely be happy to drop Larja and the Juices.
And Larja too. Everybody, And there's also a lot of
I've been dropping everybody's channel as we've been
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, Erin is the best. Erin is the best. Erin, I appreciate the support. You are wonderful. Best mod ever. I love her. She's the best. Krista, I love your show. I love the conversation you're having about these ladies. I love how you're giving them so many chances. You're being so nice to them. And I love it. You guys, this is amazing. Are you guys happy that Mary is back?
I'm happy.
I am.
I actually am. Girl. I mean, she got herself in a little trouble, previously, but she's coming back. And I think it was, like I said in a comment, I think it was a good business move to bring her back because you need something that's going to stir it up and not slow it down. And so just like they did when they brought Tamra back to help the OC out, it's a business move. They know what they're doing, and I believe we see two sides of Tamra. I think we see one that's Tamra the friend and Tamra the actor. And, she's going to get up there and stir up some numbers. She's going to bring them numbers up. That's what she does. Now, she may have to do a whole bunch of apologizing afterwards, but you have to understand, that's what she's doing.
Yep, 100%.
It's interesting that you're right. They did bring both of these ladies back. However, and the ladies both understand the assignment. This is reality TV. But I feel like Tamra manufactures moments, whereas
she does.
Mary's moments are a natural occurrence because Mary is naturally witty, naturally quirky, naturally has a bite back. She doesn't have to plan an attack. She could just be in the moment and the attack can happen naturally out of a real thing, whereas everything Tamra does is manufactured.
Yeah, you're right on that, Curves. I have to agree with you wholeheartedly on that. Mary's just going to come with what she has. She's not going to make up anything. It's going to be what she knows.
She's being herself. She didn't,
and she gets a reaction on every response.
Yeah.
And she left, and to me, they everything they claimed or alleged about her, they tried to get. There were people that were really trying to take her down, and she walked away, and they brought her back because I think we say a lot about what Bravo does and how they handle HR stuff, but if there was a real problem with her, they wouldn't have brought her back. If she was doing something illegal, I feel like they learned their lesson. I feel like they definitely brought Monica in to go up Jen. What? I feel like that is actually going to be real drama. Now, OC, Tamra, I said a long time ago, she is a Hail Mary at best for that show.
Hail Mary, like a last hurrah try.
Yeah, let's see if we can get what everybody wants. They fired her for a reason. She literally went on with Freddie Hellenkamp, the one that jumps out of Kyle's purse all the time, jumps in front of the camera, that person. And
it's too bad, too, because I love her daddy.
Yeah, him and his what's her name broke up. What's her name? That really pretty girl that he's with. We know who it is too. Megan. What's her name? Meg Ryan.
Oh, Meg Ryan. They broke up.
So, she was a Hail Mary at best. She really went in and doesn't make any sense. This Jen was supposed to be her friend, whether they were good friends or not. You don't give a shit. But she does. You don't care if Ryan cheats on her. It's obvious. So her fakeness. Must have. I think that Teddy, Freddie, whatever her name is rubbing off on her because she came in there. All they did was go to dinner, from what I saw, and get drunk and drink, and try to bring back the three amigos who just got drunk at 60 years old, And the other, you have one who's not allegedly, hit the house,
drove into the house, arguing with John.
But listen, you're 60, okay? That's not a mistake. You made a series of really bad decisions on alcohol. Like crazy lady pretending that you're walking your dog. To me, at 60, that's not that's a freaking problem. And it's not on Bravo. She probably was having a fighting with John and all how she gets a nervous breakdown and she just wasn't paying attention, but she was drunk too with her of all things. Archie is old. Archie can't handle this. Archie's 16, guys. The three amigos. What are they going to do? They're going around and get drunk everywhere. They're 60.
It's sad.
They are funny though. They're funny to me.
They were funny 10 years ago. It was
it was fun 10 years ago.
Actually, Vicky coming in. Let me have to say, from a woman of a certain age, 56. Let me say this: Vicky coming in saying, "Let's move it up." We're gonna have a hard day, and we don't know what Vicky's real life is, when the cameras are not rolling. So if that's her way of having fun, go ahead and enjoy yourself. Will she regret it in the morning? She might, but I think them bringing Vicky even back as a guest on the show is a business move. It's a business move. They know they need to get this thing to be more than just about Tamra fighting with the new girl. So they gonna bring in who people know and who people are gonna cheer for when we see them on the screen, and that's gonna be Becky.
Yeah, for like 15 minutes, and then we're like, all right, we're good. We're good on you. We're good. She has a good life. She has a good life. She has a very great business. She's very successful. She does not need the money. I'm good with Vicky. I'll take her, but she can't be part of the Three Amigos because Shannon's got to take a break, obviously. And
yes, she's got a lot going on right now. Yeah,
she broke her arm. That wasn't. She didn't just sideswipe out. She broke her arm. She hit something pretty hard.
Nobody's mentioned Taylor.
What's he doing in the OC? I keep forgetting.
I have loved Taylor on the OC. Bye, Light of Leo. Everybody remember to subscribe to Light of Leo's channel.
Thank you for coming. Thank you so much. I love all that. I love you guys so much. But yeah,
thank you for coming, Light of Leo.
Yes.
I have loved Taylor adding to the OC. She's actually, I loved how she was compassionate with Heather after the fight. I felt like she really listened to her. I don't feel like she's trying to stir the pot, but she maybe is a little bit in different seasons, but it's coming off more natural than everybody else's fights. I feel like she's being more realistic. And even when she does stir the pot, it's like a normal, you might have accidentally stirred the pot with your friends, not like it's fake. So I really saw her as being very realistic and very compassionate towards people when they're in a fight.
That's good to hear.
Taylor has learned a lot from the last time she was on. And remember, she went through so much, you know, in her personal life with the passing of her husband and all the allegations against him and so forth, and what happened through all of that. So I think Taylor, you know, has experienced so much. So now she can come back in a more compassionate place because she's been through so much. When you've been through so much hurt, you're not one that wants to carry her. You're one that wants to try and heal somebody else. So again, a good business move by Bravo by bringing Taylor back, because they're also saying we're going to try and give you another chance. So I love that.
I'm not age shaming them at their age. I feel like they've all aged very well. They're all great. They all have great, wonderful, fulfilling lives. I believe even Shannon, you know, whatever. Her and John are doing whatever, that's on them. But you know, I feel bad that she has this issue. I feel like she has some you know, she went through a lot with her ex-husband too. Like, you know, now look at he's doing the same. You know, the same allegations are against his new wife. So I mean, we have to think what Shannon went through. So I feel bad. I mean, she just needs to stay off camera because she's going to get destroyed if she's doing this stuff and it's getting on social media when she's out here in the public. If she has a problem, take care of it and let's get off the camera. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because they're just going to tear her apart. Like, you know.
And I'm glad to hear that about Taylor. I loved Taylor before. I'm so glad that she's doing good over here.
I feel like it's a shame. I feel like because the show is so horrible that she's not going to get the chance. I feel like if they don't cancel it, they're going to have to. I don't know whether maybe it's just me. I feel like Taylor, unfortunately, she came onto a show that
ran its course.
Jen, I think can carry that show with Taylor. And the other one's got to go. Gina and Emily, I don't know. Goodbye.
I think Gina stirs up a lot of stuff. I think Gina she to me stirs up so much stuff. And I think it's part of her insecurities of her thinking that she may not be at a financial status where the other ladies are. And so she likes to stir up stuff. Do you guys think that Heather is actually leaving? Do y'all want her to leave? Do you think she should stay?
She should go to I think she should leave because she can't win with them no matter what. They're not going to let her go. It was like a witch hunt. And, you know, they destroyed poor Jen, you know, with Ryan. And Emily and Gina has a new nose. I don't care what anybody says. Has a new nose. Okay?
Did she get a posture coach?
What's that? What's that mean?
Oh, I got that.
You're going to have to know what that means, but I don't know. She has a new nose. I don't know what that means.
Curve, I cannot with you.
I love her.
She does. She has a humpback. I'm like, lady, sit up.
She got a new nose. Her hair got good, and now but see, I don't agree with what Erin said. I think that she didn't think Heather was coming back. So she said, screw this bitch. I'm going to be friends with her. And then Heather's like, what happened? I'm here, but look what happened. And she's like, you weren't answering my calls. And now it's like, Gina, you didn't think she was coming back. You didn't really care about her friendship. because you don't have to.
Yeah. What do y'all think she should have told him that she had her house listed?
Her what?
Her household.
Do y'all think she should have told him she was selling her house?
No. None of your
They would have just got more jealous, it sounds like.
They know she's got money. It's not a secret. So why do you care? You know what I mean? It's not their business because it's a lot of money, I'm sure. So it really probably is on other people that purchase it too. They probably don't need everybody knowing how much they bought that house for. You know what I'm saying? It's probably like they gotta worry about who bought the house too. Maybe they don't want everybody to know how much, you know?
I was excited for them selling that house. I was excited. I was dancing right along with her husband when they were at the house for the last dance. I was dancing with him right out the sliding door along with them. I was, congratulations. Yes, girl, sell that house.
I would have walked off of that. I would have walked off too. I would have said, I'm done with you. The way they treated her in the end, I just agree. I think that Gina is fake. She thought that she was not going to be Heather. Well, she didn't think Heather was coming back. That's what I think. Emily, you get over yourself. You really get over yourself. I don't know what you're doing. I was fine when she was her kids. I love her kids. I want to know what's going on with her family. I want to know what's going on with her husband. I like her husband. I like her like that. I don't like her being a mean girl. I don't like this go to dinner, get drunk, and pick on Heather and Brian and Jen. Like, we lost Jen and Ryan last season, the old Jen and Ryan. Now we have a new Jen and Ryan who I feel have went through enough already. Let them go. Like, let the mouth go, okay? And they need to beat it. Bus 1 needs to go. Beat Bus 2 and just recast it. Bring him back. I'm not going to
maybe on all of the reality shows for Housewives specifically, they should have like a new rule where, because they already have a standing rule pretty much across franchises where children are off limits. I feel like husbands should become off limits because I don't feel like trading your family for reality TV is what anybody signed up for. And I feel like people need to pull a Dr. Heavenly and really draw a hard stop line at my family and my relationship, period. It's not going down. And I feel like some of these other biddies are very willing to allow their family to be sacrificed for fame. What are your thoughts?
Ooh. Curve, I have to agree with you. I think husbands should be off limit because if you think about it, if husbands were off limit, what would they have to say about Jen? What would they have to say about her?
Exactly.
They would have nothing to say about her because she still has her yoga studio when Tamra's closed.
Well, I mean, I would feel like the husbands would have to have a conversation before they were out on the show, and they shouldn't. I don't think they should be off limits because I'm pretty sure they had the conversations. You want me to go on the show or not? Because you're going to be, you're my husband. You're collateral damage. So I think the husbands know that this is. I don't think they would let them go on the show. Like, I don't think husbands should be off limits because again, what did we talk about? What would happen?
And they need to learn how to defend their husbands. Let me tell you, if I was on that show, they would know before I signed the contract. Don't come from my husband.
Well, you saw it. You remember what Lisa?
Hello.
Yeah.
But part of Jen's storyline to be the devil's advocate was she started off the season telling about her past and how she didn't cheat on her husband with this guy. This guy seems like he wants to be on camera a lot. He wants to be famous. So there's a strong line. If you break the line, they should be able to go for your husband. And they broke that line. I'm sorry, but Jen did. Jen brought him in. Jen told the story.
Well, she probably had her up.
Jen opened herself up.
That's facts, though, Erin. That's facts.
But she probably had that conversation with him and said, "Do you want me to go on the show? You're going to be, your collateral damage because this is our story." I also too believe that it's true. I think that, all right, so this is what I'm going to say about Ryan. This is alleged. Remember that whole text thing and that friend, really good friend of theirs, what was her name? I forget, but somebody he was good friends with, and he accidentally sent her a D pic. And I think he was having an affair with her too. I think he was sleeping with that girl. I do, because I think he meant to send that to her because it said, I miss you, or my lymph misses you. And it's supposed to be for me, but to me, he was probably having an affair with that chick because you probably would, you would send that to somebody that you stopped sleeping with. I don't know. I don't think he was trying to hurt Jen, but I think they're being best friends. This girl that's now a big problem that, is causing all this stuff. I think he slept with her, but to me, if Jen was my friend, what I would do is I'd be there for my friend. I may not think her man is the best man, but my thing wouldn't be to continue to just bash her because her
man is bad. My thing would be to try and comfort her and get her through the process. Eventually, she'll determine who he is and if she wants to stay. But should she lose all her friends in the process? Sometimes you have to be a better friend to a person than they're being to themselves.
True. I mean, and again, like,
isn't it though kind of that? Didn't the people that were having problems in their marriage, that used to be their storyline? Now it's becoming the cast picking on that person's storyline because they don't have their own storyline. So even if a person does bring up their husband, that's so they can have their storyline. I don't feel that it's fair for the cast to pile on a story, an authentic storyline, because you don't have anything going on except for stirring up other people's stuff. I feel that that's not been. I still feel like the husband should be off limits because of that. This is my storyline. Me and my husband's issues. That's my storyline. You need to go have your own problems with your own husband and stay out of my stuff.
But like Erin said, if they're the one that bring it on there, if the husband is the one that knows the cameras are rolling and this stuff comes up, then he's fair game.
And another side of that, the husband didn't used to get paid. And now a lot of times these spouses are getting paid. And I think that changes the game too.
Are they?
I think
they're only getting paid on some shows.
Yeah, on some shows. And
you'll see it, I think, on that show. But
yeah, but some of these people are getting paid. So I'd be interested in, now we know Atlanta's not paid for, so a lot of those husbands aren't actually in the storyline a lot of times because those men are not paid. Beverly Hills, those men are not paid. Orange County, they sometimes have been paid. So if Ryan's getting paid, Ryan should have to show his stuff.
Don't you feel like if the wife's getting paid, the husband's getting paid anyway because they're a husband and a wife?
Well, Ryan and Jen aren't married.
Well, I mean, okay, well then, like, I feel like they have their wife's permission to go on the show, and I feel like I don't think they should be off limits, and they know that this is going to create drama. It's going to create money for the woman that's on the show, but you don't need to drag it out for an entire season. You say something, have this issue with Jen, and I feel like Jen she probably tried to shut this down so many times. Don't repeat yourself, ladies. Well, I know he was, I cheated on my husband, and Ryan's a piece of poop, and you think he did this, whatever. Okay, great. Let's talk about it for like 5 minutes. Move on. Because Jen's like, why are you guys still like 5 episodes later and then Vicky, who in the F do you think you are to say that to her? You don't even know her, Vicky.
Yeah, Vicky was wrong for that. I absolutely agree. Vicky was absolutely wrong for coming in there, going based off of information that Tamra gave.
Right.
3 months prior.
She goes, you broke up your family and you should have stayed, and I did it 20 years ago and I regretted it. I should have went with Don. She basically wants to be saying that she regret. We know that she wants to be back with Don because
Don was the best one.
Jen left because she was being emotionally void from her. Her husband apologized to her publicly and said, "It wasn't your fault. I was not there for you." Jen, she deserved to leave. Like, he took her side. He said, "Look, she was it was an emotional affair, allegedly. Gina had no problem with it. Sees episode 1. Oh, I don't consider that cheating. But then all of a sudden, the next episode she does, and she's got a real problem with it, and it's triggering her. But she's hanging out with the one who cheated on her with her husband. That doesn't trigger you, Gina? Jen, the hair triggers you.
Good job, Krista. Good job. Crazy. Yes.
Why are you hanging out with the dude, the actual guy, your husband, and the dude, and his wife? That's not that he cheated on you with. It's not triggering you, but that's what I mean. And come on, like
selective triggers.
Yeah, exactly. I can't take it. I can't deal with it. I can't. She thinks it's okay. You thought it was fine too, asshole. Like, sorry. But go.
Yeah, Gina can't handle a conversation. Gina's sitting there when they're at the campfire with the people cooking the beef outside or whatever. She can't handle a conversation that didn't even involve her, but she can go and sit down on a park bench with a woman that cheated with your man. I was confused about all that. I was confused. How does a conversation trigger you, but sitting on a park bench with her right there in your presence with your kids there does not trigger you?
Gina had a sit down with the lady who broke up her marriage that she was drinking over and got a divorce over. She sat down with that mistress hoe on this series, on this season, this year.
No,
they went to the park. She says she has no problem with her. They hang out together. They're with the kids with her together.
Yeah.
They have a good time together.
Pumpkin picking last year.
And she was on the camera. She was on film.
Well, you know,
She let that there with film time.
Hey,
oh yes, she gave her film time.
Oh,
yes.
I would never.
He still. Why doesn't he trigger you? That whole situation, him with being with them, he should trigger you. It's fake, Gina, and it's a shame.
That's fake.
I wanted to see her and whatever.
I don't think that's fake. At a certain point,
Travis,
she is co-parenting with this woman who cheated. You have to get over it. I have seen my ex-husband. I have seen his wife, and I am polite to both of them.
I get it.
Because there are kids involved, and we just have to be. And you have to grow up.
We're okay. We're okay with her having a relationship with the woman. I'm not saying that that's a problem. What I'm saying, what is a problem is you can't handle a conversation with someone talking about their relationship. Mm-hmm. And you say it's triggering you because of what you went through. You can't handle a conversation. And it wasn't even about her, but you can sit on a park bench when the cameras are rolling and say you have no problem with this woman. Congratulations and kudos for her for being able to have a relationship with a woman, but your triggering should be over when it comes to a conversation that's not about you.
I was so proud of her and Matt to have that co-parenting and getting along and getting over that issue. And I was proud of her for that. And then co-parenting with Travis and the new woman, old girlfriend, new woman, she was doing great. No triggers, nobody, she was fine. Whether she wasn't over it or not, that's on her. But Jen and Ryan have nothing to do with you. You're going to be around a lot.
Nothing to do with you.
Go somewhere, go to a bar. You're going to be around people that cheated on their husbands before. Are they going to trigger you too? Like, you don't even know them. That poor boy, you even said it wasn't a real affair, remember? Gina?
Right.
I don't think it was cheating. Remember, you didn't really do anything.
Okay, from a devil's advocate point, what would Jen's storyline be if we didn't include Ryan?
I'm glad that Ryan's there. I love this storyline. I want to see her husband. I want to know what happened. I want to know all about it, just like with Monica. I want to know this brother-in-law. I want to know their stories. To me, I want to know. And it's a shame, though, like you said, they have family members that probably don't want to be, talked about.
Her storyline would be these kids that she raised and this beautiful baby that she adopted, that gorgeous banging body that she got. Tell me more about this yoga studio and how I can do it at home. Where's my membership so I can sign up at home and get a body like that?
Right.
And that's what the storyline would be.
And Heather acting like they were in that Mormon church and she went to the bishop. How does Heather not know what happened? I'm pretty sure Heather knew the story because that's a really juicy story in a Mormon church. They find out that happened. You know what I mean? It's probably talking
about Salt Lake now.
Yeah, sorry, real quick. Monica, that's Salt Lake. Like,
there's a Heather on both.
Yeah, sorry, I was thinking about them. Salt Lake. I'm thinking of Monica too. Like, Heather's like, oh, you did what? Like, all shocking.
Maybe it happened after Heather left, though, because this sounds like this was a recent thing. Heather's been out of church for a long time.
She knows what's going on around there, I'm sure. Mm-hmm. But I mean, still, like, and then Gina too. Like Gina and Emily, I was cool with them when the show was like not what it's now. I'm telling you, they could have done so much more than just going out to dinners and drinking and playing stupid, turkly, fuzzy games. And how many times I like you? Like, I don't want to tell you my biggest secret. What kind of game is that? Tell me something I don't already know about you. Like, so what? So you can use it against me, bitch? I don't think so. This is Housewives. I'm not telling you a secret. That game is not warm and fuzzy, cold and prickly. Like, imagine us going, Gina, or like, tell me something you like about me, something you don't like. Erin, tell me, you know what I mean? Like, what? That's not a fun game.
I think Gina and Emily have to remember that they can be replaced too. I think sometimes they think that they are the cast and they are irreplaceable, but they are not. And I think that sometimes, is what they do on film. That's what I get from them. Sometimes they feel like they can't be replaced. Everybody else can be replaced, but they have to remember they replaced somebody.
You're walking a fine
so
line.
So everybody can be replaced.
I just feel like that show, I don't know. Tamara could have done so much better. She didn't have to do this mean girl. I can't stand it. I don't like what he's doing to you. It's like, what is he doing? He loves her. He's obviously showing, even if he's trying to show for the cameras, he looks like he wants to be with her. I mean, he's not acting like, he's like, just okay. Like, she doesn't know anything about, he's not making a big he could have made a bigger scene than he did about everything they're doing to her. He's not trying to get, to me, he's not trying to get camera time. I don't think that's what he's there for. I think she's just amazing and has a really, she had a really awful situation. Like her husband wasn't there for her, whatever. It's like how things happen. And, whether she did it Ryan 10,000 times or not, like she's happy with him now. And the husband's happy where he's at. She moved across the country away from her husband, her family, where he works for her family. It's a whole thing that she
I think Tamara was so. I think Tamara was so disrespectful when she threw that napkin in Jen's face.
Yes,
that was so disrespectful.
Another manufactured moment brought to you by Tamara.
Listen, she would have got a glass, a salad, a plate, a cup, the table next door, silverware, all that back at her. She lucky that Jen just sat there like a deer in headlights, like shocked. Everybody was shocked. But she went after one that she knew that she would not have a big response at, because if she would have went at one of the other ones, she would have got a different response.
She was after the weak one. She feels like Jen's weak because she's new.
That's what she feels like. Jen is weak. Yeah.
Jen's
like a chihuahua on crack.
Emotionally, not stable, so she can tear her down easily because she left her. You know what I mean? Like she's got a lot going on, but I feel like that was horrible. I think they put that in her head that Ryan's not going to be a good guy, and now she's going to have this thing. Again, she's already thinking, he's this poor or whatever. But maybe he is, but maybe he just found the one that he does want to settle down with. Maybe that's really
I hope you're right, Krista. I hope he is, wanting to settle down with her because, for her going through all the stuff that she's going through on this show, and we're only seeing this part. Imagine all the stuff that's happening and the talks and the conversation that's happening off camera.
We can't get to it because the other ones don't stop. They made them go out I guess maybe they didn't want to film. I felt like they didn't want to film other stuff. They were just always going out to dinners and parties and making things to do. They don't really hang out. So I'm thinking they're not hanging. They're doing this because they're not friends in real life. So they're not showing them doing the stuff that they would do, going for, I don't know, maybe a couple of things. They forced these friendships. Taylor got pushed into this. They don't really want her there. They don't want Taylor there. They don't care about her. I keep forgetting about poor Taylor.
I don't. I'm loving Taylor.
Hi, Corey.
I would love
to. All right, ladies, I'm at my appointment. I've got to go. Thank you so much, Krista, for having me on here. Thank you so much, Curves, Erin. Y'all are all beautiful. Let's have this conversation again. I would love to do this again with you guys, Krista. I would love it.
I know. We'll do it.
Happy Friday.
Everybody subscribe to the Juice Radio Talk Show.
Please.
That's right. Thank you so much, Erin. You're the best. I love you. All right. Appreciate you guys.
And also, can you Lola Lane? Is that Corey's channel? Lola, right?
Yep, I dropped that too earlier, but I will drop it again, of course.
I'm always I don't want to because I don't know. I don't know. I don't know Lola. I don't know who else is the channel. So I'm
I've been dropping all the channels as I see our friends coming into the room.
I appreciate that support. Thank you.
Yes, and yes, please. Thank you for doing that. I really I feel bad for Taylor. I feel like she came in on a season that was not going to it's just maybe, with this thing with Shannon, I don't feel like Vicky and the three Amigos are going to be a thing, I don't know. I just feel like they tried to force that with the OC producers and it just didn't. And it didn't.
I feel like Jen should have hope for her relationship. I saw that comment Corey made that Jen's dude is a hooker, a male hooker or something. And I just want to say that there's hope for male hookers. Look, Richard Gere is a full-on monk now.
Yes.
And so people can change. People can go from playboy to monk. They can change. They can change their whole life. So if he's saying he changed, it's possible. Because guess what? Hoes get tired too.
You're saying there's a chance?
You guys making me laugh.
You're saying there's a chance. No, I didn't hear that, but she probably knows that if that's true. She probably knows about it. Listen, it's not like her life's a secret. Everybody's hearing everything. I feel like look, we hear about what Lisa Rinna's husband is. We hear about all these things supposedly, if that's true or not. Same thing with Salt Lake. If Angie, it is very far-fetched to me, but I also don't live. I live in Jersey. I don't live across. Maybe it's different in California. I'm sure it's very different in California, but in Jersey, we ain't doing that. There wouldn't be. To me, it just sounds crazy. But maybe out there it's very free. People are more free. I don't know. I just feel like but I'd be okay with my husband. if we all agreed and it wasn't like a situation with secrets, because to me, to hide that at your age, at your old age, is horrible. Be who you want to be happy. Don't hide who you are, especially at 40, 50, 60 years old. Go and be who you are. Like if Lisa Rinna's husband's really whatever, then why are you, why are you hiding it? Like, why do you want to hide who you are? Be happy. And then
Right.
Meghan King's husband cheats all the time, supposedly with men. Dude, why? Just don't get married 5-6 times to a woman if that's your twist and your wives aren't agreeing with it. It's not
Meghan King Edmonds.
Be happy, huh?
Meghan King Edmonds.
Yes, Jim. Like, yeah,
the guy that was the baseball guy.
They were having
interesting.
I
thought that him and Andy. I thought him and Andy had some sexual tension. Actually, it's interesting you say that.
Well, I mean, hey, look, like even if you're swingers, look what happens. I, for one, I'm a freak number. I'm not gonna. I could separate it, but I would afraid maybe my husband might fall in love. I don't know. To me, I could separate it, but I'm not. To me, that's not like a thing. That's your thing. We're going to talk about it. Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, great. Like, okay, now what else? Let's move on. But I want to know about, I want to know about their life. Like, I want to know a lot more. They could have learned more about this stuff, but they tried to put on this show with like the three amigos and the drinking. Go ahead, Erin. Sorry.
I want to just note to everybody in the chat, I've dropped everybody's links. Please subscribe to The Light of the Leo, JoJo Speaks,
I'll put
Gorgeous, who's up on our panel, the Juice Radio and Talk Show, Q and DJ's channel, Prosperity's here, N-Dub's channel, that's the 99 Bars Soaps, if everybody doesn't know. Everybody's channels that's here, I have dropped their links. These are all the friends of Krista Marie. So she told me ahead of time who, that these are our lovely friends and to make sure we're dropping their links. So everybody, please subscribe to everybody's channels. YouTube's big. We're all in this together, and we're all one big old family over here. Let's subscribe to everybody's channel and keep us going.
I'm so grateful for you guys. So grateful. I just want to say that. And I will go back to the description. I will put everybody's links to everybody's channels in there because I can get them out of the thing. So they will be in the description. So even if you can't get them out of the chat. But I mean, last night we were on the channel. I was clicking on it. Subscribe came right back. Manny, Sebastian. I asked Sebastian to come too. But I think he's probably busy. But yeah, like he
works during the day. So he did message me. He was gonna just pop in and do a like. So Sebastian, let me drop Sebastian's channel. He does have a new channel. He's fairly new, guys. Support Sebastian, please.
Yeah. And Manny too. I invited Manny, but I don't know. I forget. I think it's Emmanuel's channel.
Oh, Emmanuel, yeah, he liked our video earlier. So I will drop Emmanuel's channel.
I mean, it's a lot, though. But definitely Prosperity. I'll put your link in there too.
Manny's TV Talk.
Yeah, I subscribed to Manny's. I know.
Okay. Yeah, I just feel like, these Housewives, Salt Lake can work because I'm like I don't know whether it's fake or not. I know Meredith. There's something wrong with Meredith. She is something, I don't know, maybe the drinking. I don't know if she really was that angry with Angie. I don't really feel like it was real. There's really no real reason to be that angry. And I don't know if her husband's doing something. We'll find out. It's okay. We'll find out. No big deal, Meredith. You don't got to worry. We'll find out.
Has everybody met my friend who's in the chat? Everybody make sure you say hi to Q and DJ's channel. She's beautiful and lovely, and she doesn't get enough credit for her beautiful channel. She does a lot on her Instagram. Her YouTube is fairly new. Everybody say hi to Q and DJ channel. She's beautiful, beautiful soul that I've been lucky enough to meet.
Thank you, Erin. And Erin is our glue. I feel like is like honestly, like I get, I'm like hanging out. I want to go on a panel, but not really. And I'm like, I pop up. Everybody's always so one of us is always live. So, and everybody's so welcoming and like, everybody that comes in, because we had a community, like we built a community and it's like, we've all known each other for a little while now, and that's why I appreciate you guys. And who's wanted so much.
It's fantastic.
I love talking about foods, and I'm going to link, this is going to go on to the podcast. It's actually going to be a podcast episode too. So anybody who's listening, you can come and see us on the panel. And maybe I'll edit out a little bit of stuff, but I don't really want to, because I'm staying who I am. I'm doing it because you know what, Housewives and Headlines was doing pretty well when we were doing it, me and that person, and then she left. So I just let it sit for a while. didn't know what to do. And then I'm like, you know what? I want to go back to doing Whose Side Are You On? And I want to have guests on with me. So if you guys don't mind being on, like maybe, ask everybody if you guys want to do a panel or not, but it will go on to the podcast episodes, and I can always link everybody's channel there. And, everybody that goes on there and downloads stuff, they'll get, access to my guest or whoever is on with me. You know what I mean? So, because I like, there was 2,500 downloads just I don't know if that's even a lot in podcast land. I really don't know. But like, I'm still, we haven't had, we stopped doing it in April. We had a cease and desist. I haven't done anything, but we still get downloads. It's like, so I just want to take, and it's like, oh, who am I, having a channel and a podcast is too much, but this is basically this is what we talk about anyway. So why not download it onto a podcast platform? It's free. You don't have to pay for it or anything. So. But we get more recognition, you get more, that's where I think a lot of my new subscribers came from, and also like TikTok and stuff. I can't go live on there because, I don't have enough, followers. But this always is on Twitter and Facebook. So everybody on there will see you guys, your links too. So, yeah. So, I guess I said I was going to be fair when I gave each side, but I think I was, I can't really help it because I just, Erin's like the glass half full. Like I see Angie I don't feel like Angie was doing anything malicious. I feel like Meredith this is Meredith's problem. And with OC, like I said, Tamara, she actually said on Watch What Happens Live that that was the best season of OC they've ever had because of her. Please tell me if you guys agree about OC. I know Curves, you're not watching it. That tells me you probably don't.
So far, no.
I was so excited for it to come back because I thought it was going to be a cotton candy drama. Like, but listen, there's like stuff we can do. Like we have things that we want to. I want to know all about all that. Like Ryan, I want to know more. Okay, yeah. But I don't think they're going to give them a chance. And poor Taylor. If you guys want to know anything about Taylor and her, oh man, I like Taylor, but. If you guys don't know Dana Welke's, go into Dana Welke's Patreon. She probably does have the episode about Taylor's. Just recently, she dropped an episode about Russell, and it's very sad. I actually cried for the first 20. It's really impactful, and it'll make you look at Taylor. And just, I suggest, Dana's Welke's, her Patreon, I think it's only like $10. But this thing with Russell, it's worth it. It's worth it because there's so much behind the story with Taylor, too. Like, it is sad. And I think that she on the show, I feel like she's been drinking. She drinks a lot, and I feel like maybe she feels some type of way about what happened, but I don't think the show's good for her. I like her, but I don't think the show's good for her. But then who am I to tell Shannon and her husband that they can't go drink every night at a bar? They're at a bar every single night, allegedly. The husband, Taylor, her husband, Shannon, and John. I feel like it's not the shows. At their age, I love them having this great, they're happy with their people, but the show is just going to destroy your relationship. Like with John, poor Shannon, she's got issues. She cannot get a break. She has got to film. She can't even get over the first breakup. You know what I mean? And here she is trying to get this one and trying to keep it secret from the show. You can't do that. She's been on and off the show. She's never been off the show. Actually, she's the only one that stays, but the friendships are fake. You know what I mean?
Right. So, I was going to go back to Angie and Meredith. I was feeling like Angie doesn't have a right to be mad. She wasn't invited. She came. She stirred stuff. She knew she wasn't invited. She knew she was going to be ruffling feathers. And then when she ruffled feathers and got a ruffled feather reaction, now she's acting like she's mad. No, please, excuse me. Nobody cares what you're feeling, girl. You weren't even invited. You forced yourself over here. I'm just and Meredith was very gracious. Even Heather commented that Meredith was invaded by something because she didn't respond. She hugged Angie when she saw that she had infiltrated the hotel. She didn't yell at her. She was a gracious host, I feel. And what else did she want from Meredith? For her to lick her toes? She said hi. She acknowledged you. She didn't kick you out immediately. She let you participate. She did everything to include you, aside from invite you, because you weren't invited, because you said you don't want to mess with me. You just said at the reunion that you didn't want to mess with me. And Meredith and Angie aren't Lisa and Angie, who've known each other for a decade. It's not Jen and Angie, who've known each other for a decade. Meredith and Angie aren't even friends like that for Angie to assume that Meredith was automatically going to forgive her just because she went to Heather's Forget I Supported Jen party. That didn't fit to me. That was like expecting way too much from somebody that you and her had all these unresolved problems. I feel like Meredith has every right to react and respond based off the espresso martini high to the lady that's been poking her since she got there. So Meredith hugged her when she got there. Then Meredith walks by and goes to Heather's room, and Angie K loud talking about bitch, didn't invite me, and then goes to the room and loud talks, I deserve to be here. And then goes out shopping, talks about I wasn't included. Okay, and then gets to dinner and it's like, I feel everybody's being fake. No, you're being fake. She's being fake because she inserted herself there and kept on trying to get a reaction. And now you got Meredith crying, talking in English accents.
I know. What the? I was like, what? Huh? And everybody said that. I had to go back and listen. I was like, oh, she was. I was very focused on her anger and why. If you're angry at Angie, why are you not angry about Jen Shah? Why are you not angry at Heather for crawling off Jen's butt? I just feel like Whitney is the one who put Angie up to going. And I feel like the blame should be on Whitney. And I feel like Angie deserved to be there.
I do too. I feel like it should start with Whitney. I agree.
Yeah.
It should start there. But Angie did not have to be so ungracious. Angie did not have to say so many, I can hear you in the other room talking about me, even though I didn't invite you. That was all uncalled for, and she's about to get what she got.
They shouldn't have been talking about her. You know what I mean? Is it okay that just because she heard it? You know what I mean? You hear them talk. If you hear me talking about you, or why are you even talking about me to begin with? Because then I can hear you. Yeah, because you're talking about me. Okay, you hugged me, and now I didn't invite you. I didn't invite you. She did. Actually, she did. Did she not uninvite? Did she say she wasn't she is specifically not supposed to be there? Because why?
Well, you remember Heather told Whitney her problem with Angie. Then when Meredith and Heather were talking about the party, didn't Heather say specifically, oh, I hope she's not there, or something about she didn't want her to be there, and Meredith was like, well, I wasn't inviting her? Didn't something like that happen? Or did I make that up?
You might be right. That might have happened. Yeah, because she said I purposely didn't invite her. So I guess that wasn't an invite. You're not supposed to be here. Then Whitney should have never talked to her. I don't know why Whitney did that to be a messy housewife. So, but see, she's like Teddy. She doesn't look right when she's being a mean girl. It just doesn't work. It just doesn't, she was chasing Meredith around. Remember? Why were you in the Sprinter van? You called it. You know what I mean? Doing that whole thing, chasing Meredith around. She's just, I don't know. I feel like Whitney is cool, but she's so well, you know what? She's bringing she's being combative to everyone. So I guess that's what we want, right? She's being really combative to all of them. So, but it's annoying because it doesn't look right. I don't know. I mean, Angie, I get, but she could have been more gracious after they were crying with her. You know what I mean? After the
I'd be interested in hearing from Thicker, Prosperity and Corey. We haven't heard from them yet.
Are they on the? Oh, I'm sorry. Sorry.
Hey guys.
Hi.
Congratulations, Krista.
Well, thank you. I'm sorry I pulled you guys up and kept on talking. I was I see everybody.
No, you're okay.
Go ahead. Stage is yours. Go ahead. How do you feel?
Well, Bravo pays for these things.
True.
However they can get the conflict to go, they're going to allow it to happen. True. You just got to sit back and watch. You can't make a moral, gripe about it because this is the nature of the show now.
Yeah.
They foot the bill, they stir the pot, and then they say, now go make conflict.
And that's crazy that they actually have to create places to go for these people to hang out. Because I don't feel like they're all real friends. they're like making up these things. I mean, if they're not hanging out in real life, of course you're gonna, like you said, Bravo's paying for these trips. They're, last year they couldn't even leave the country because of Jen Shah, but like they're putting these people together. You're right. We're going to see this happen, but then like don't act like I got, like Meredith was just, I don't know. Maybe it was hysterical, and it's going to go down in like Housewives history. That dinner is like the second dinner from hell, because I will watch it. I laughed hysterically watching it when she had the English accent. I just couldn't understand why she was so mad. And then I'm like, you know what? Angie's good. Angie's just like, this isn't about me. I'm good. It's kind of funny. It's because it's really not about me. Like, or if it is, you can't really be that angry with me. Like that, like, leave, you must leave. Like, what? And Angie's like, come here. I want to give me a hug, Meredith. It's like, she literally just turned into the devil and asked you to leave. She's not going to hug you. You know what I mean? But I don't know. I'm on Angie's side with it, because I feel like she was, unsuspecting because of Whitney. Maybe she knew she had issues with him, but hey, I'm on the show. We're going to have to deal with these issues. So, hey, bring a friend or bring a date or not or whatever. Whitney got no heat for this at all. And that
that's the way Whitney likes it. She is such a good cause conflict, stand in the corner, watch it all with that smile she does. And then as soon as somebody turns to her, because it all leads back to Whitney's tricks, then she stands there and her eyes automatically start looking like Shirley Temple. And she's like, what did I do? I didn't do anything.
I know. I'm just dealing with my trauma, healing her trauma. And that was all good for her. But Heather, I'm sorry, guys, go ahead. I'm like forgetting it. Prosperity girl. Oh, are you there? Are you just listening?
Prosperity, you on mute, girl.
I'm here. I don't know any shows. I just came up to talk to tell y'all thank y'all for and congratulations on the show.
I'm a mess today.
Good show so far.
Thank you.
You're doing good.
What's good, sis?
Hey y'all. Hey everybody.
Hey
y'all. Yes, can I take out and say that Erin is the best?
Yes.
Erin supports every single person that she come in contact with. I don't care what nobody say. Nobody gonna make me think different. I don't know how she does it. But if you come across Erin, you become part of Erin, and she loves you, and she makes sure you're good, and she checks on you, and she genuinely cares. I don't know how her heart is so big, but this is one person on YouTube. You ain't never got to meet her. You ain't never got to have a conversation with her one-on-one. But if she feels you, she feels you. And baby, if she is in your corner, you are good. So thank you, Erin, for always being that person for everybody. And I hope that we give it back to you the same that you give to us.
Amen.
I'm so blessed.
Speech. Listen, this is what a healthy podcast breakup looks like, me and Erin. This is toxic. It's over there. This is what a healthy podcast breakup looks like. She support, like, we did it for a while, and then she still shows up every single time. And we went, we lost people last year. We had lost, like, Erin, and I would say, because Erin is so her glass is always half full. Like, and people say never had anything bad happen to her. And believe me, she should be. You know what I mean? And her heart, you're right, her heart is so big that she still has compassion for people on the show that, she's not ever, I always say to her, like, why are you, because she'll tell me, you're no, that's not how they feel, Krista, you're not, like, you're just thinking like, and I'm like, no, they really don't, they're really horrible people. She's like, no, they're really not. And I'm like, because nothing bad never happened to you, so you don't understand, but it has.
Yeah.
Erin is one of my best friends, and I probably still would not be doing this a year later if Erin, without her support. And you're right. Like, she's always there for everyone, and we're lucky to have her in her life. And
I don't know. We'll be in 3 different lives in the same hour. Erin is going to support everybody. I don't know how she do it, but she will be support. I got to go here. I got to go there. Such and such live now. Come on over. If you can only stay for 5 seconds, just come and hit the like button. Erin is the bomb.
Erin is Disney fairy dust in motion.
Get Disney. I was looking at all of our Whose Side of You ones from last season, or I keep saying last. It was last year, and I don't like to do screen share because I always mess it up. But I'm going to upload them. Probably maybe make them like bonus episodes in the podcast part, but they're on the channel. We're funny. I was watching them. I was crying because I missed it. Like we decided to do this. It was going to be like a one-off. We were going to do like, let's just do it tonight real fast. And like, we'll just do Whose Side You Want. And then we tried to just, it came out to be this. And I was all with Erin. I'm telling you, it just,
I'm enjoying myself. I'm so sorry I overslept, but I've enjoyed what I've seen, and you guys have great chemistry. And of course, we all know that Curves is the Bay Area Tinkerbell.
Yes,
we all know that.
Yes.
Erin and Lrga together, child. You be smelling roses and just gliding through the sky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you'll smell roses and get glitter and unicorn dust all over you.
And then go find your bike and start riding it.
I didn't fly
on TikTok, and you're making a TikTok video all while you're doing all of this.
I'm obsessed with it. I love it. I'm obsessed with Erin's hair. I love her hair. I love your hair, Erin, and I love your. We would color coordinate every time we would do this last year. Erin's bows. I would wear. My hair was like purple. She had a purple bow. Because we're like, we're complete opposite. Our opinions are completely opposite. But that's what it like. We all of us. We respectfully disagree. Mm-hmm. We're not. Listen. Nobody without the sound. Nobody would think that we would completely disagree about. And we speak our minds. And like we still. We're respectfully we disagree. And I love that because I want different perspectives. Because I always thought that I was right. I always thought logic was logic for everyone, and I thought logic was the same for everyone. So my logic doesn't make like you guys see things completely different. It makes me look at things differently, and then everybody else comes up and has their perspective. Everybody else watching also, they don't feel like this person only wants. It's just not a channel that's going after just this person, and that's it. Because there's channels that do that, and that's like.
And also, Krista, I gave Erin her flowers, but also. You are one of the most genuine people I have met on YouTube as well. Let me not leave you out because you have also encouraged, you have also subscribed, you have also donated, you have also supported whatever it looks like, whatever it may need to be. You have also been that, and you have always been a sweetheart to me. So I also want to give you your flowers and say great job today. I made sure I set my alarm. Because y'all support me, so I've had to make sure that I support you guys, and I just want to say thank y'all because it's not a lot of this on YouTube if you want to tell the truth, and you guys are always a safe place. I have never heard anything back I haven't never heard anything bad that you guys have had to say about me. You have always opened your arms and always. Come on, come here, come on. You look like you need a hug today, girl. Come on over here. So I appreciate both of y'all. And Corey and Lrga, y'all already know what y'all to me. But this is Krista's and Erin's time.
Well, I want
to say
flowers.
Too, like the times that I get you're always like you guys. You're always when you're on your live. There's not times where I'm just not good. And I'll pop on and like, I'll get in your, you've been doing a lot of your lives. You always so welcoming and you let me in and I don't even have to say anything because half the time I don't even know I'm not watching that show yet, but I want to get into it. But like when you're live, you're so welcoming, I can just, it's somewhere, like you said, it's a safe place, even if like, I don't even know what I'm talking about. You guys are letting me in there and like, you guys are welcoming. And I just feel that like our community, like, this is hard. This is like, my feelings. I get my feelings a lot, and I sabotage my relationships, But like, I do feel like it's a safe space, and I really enjoy doing Whose Side Are You On? And I'm just really grateful that I decided to keep doing it and doing it again. And for Erin and anybody else that wants every weekly, I'd rather have a guest and argue with the person, or I'd rather do that with somebody else and have a guest. If not, I'll do it by myself. But I love it, and there's always a feud because just like Sports Center, this stuff is talked about 24/7. We keep the narrative going. We really do. We get no respect from Bravo at all. Not Bravo, nothing. But we keep their they come to us when not us. They come to our
sector.
Like we talk about you and it's not filming. We know what's going on in your life. Like what would happen if we weren't doing this? How would we ever? We're going to go to Channel 6 News to find out what's going on. They are so behind. We know they can't even go to the bathroom without us knowing. And like we keep their narratives going for these shows. I feel like, and it's hard to do this because there's so, it's hard to find a community, like you said, of people that just support you and aren't, you feel safe going to. Like you guys all showed up for me today. I didn't expect that, and I asked you guys, but I love the fact that I can go on and you guys are so welcoming no matter what the topic is. And like I said, we all respectfully disagree. Nobody would ever think that by watching it if it wasn't, you know what I mean? Even us, even with me, I like to hear because I feel like I've been watching the show OC for so long. I get in my feelings, like I'm emotionally invested in most of the shows, like all the Housewives shows because I've been watching them. And like Vanderpump, it's a real thing. Like we really have, like, and you guys, everybody should really feel very emotionally connected to these people, So, and we want to talk about it. If not, I screamed at my TV for like 20 years before I got what podcast.
Exactly.
I was an angry blogger. Because there was no YouTube or anything. So people thought I was really angry. That was the harsh reality. That was my evil twin. I'm reality. She's no longer. She did a lot. I paid for that. So listen, but like going live, like this community, I feel like it's growing. Like being live and doing this and meeting people, we're all finding each other. Like, I
don't even know how we found each other. Like this is divine. I don't care what nobody says. This has been divine intervention because I don't know how me, Corey, Erin, and Krista all came to find each other. But somehow
so what had happened was
we've been rocking.
I had made that group. You are some of my faves.
Okay.
And I put all the people that I love from YouTube in this Instagram chat. And actually, it was an idea I got from Erin because Erin had done another Instagram chat where we were in a group. And I was like, oh, let me do a group too. So I had put all of these people like who would never, they don't even review the same shows. But I was just like, you all some of my faves. And that's the name of the chat. And that's how you guys met.
Yep.
That's right.
Thank you, Lrga. Lrga say, hold up. It may be been divine, but God is the divine that he used. I'm him. I am her. He used me.
Yeah. I was Lrga Curves is how I met Prosperity and Corey in her life, and I actually really wanted to be a mod, and Lrga Curves and the Juice made me their mod the same week, which was so cool because I always wanted to be a mod. So Mira asked earlier, am I on a channel? No, but I am part of the Juice Radio and Talk Show family. So you can come see me there and say hi. And I'm part of Lrga's and Krista's. I always wanted to be a mod. Let me be a mod.
And she part of Prosperity's.
Yeah, and I'm actually all the panelists up here's channel.
30 live. Me and Erin in my chat.
I send Erin a link every day. I sent her, come on over, bring some of that positivity because I need it.
Yep, and Lola's always trying to get you on live, Erin.
Yeah, I'm not ready. Like this was scary. This took 3 weeks. Ask Krista because I was like, Krista, I don't know if I can go on a live, and she's like, no, you can do it. We can do it.
Yes, you can.
And Erin was like, baby, you better get over here, thick girl, because I need all of the people in the room because this is scary. I was like, girl, you got this. You're already doing this.
It is. And like
I didn't intend to go to sleep this morning. I was gonna sit and wait for Krista.
I supposed to do the same, but I'm glad I set my alarm clock because I knew the internet's nephew let me sleep.
I was busy.
Listen, it's kind of hard to put your device down. Like I will I have to go do something outside. I have to do like yard work, but I'll find myself like sucked in to my device. But then at night, I like to chill, take it, and like I'll find you guys on. Like I see Corey everywhere. Like I said to Corey today, I'm like, I love your opinions. I've seen you on 3 different channels. It's like I love your opinions. Please, like show up. Just because, like I said, different perspectives. And you said like never all of it because we don't. Sometimes we don't like the same shows, but we have the same. We're emotionally invested in these reality TV shows and what they do, and the people that they create, and the characters they create. Like. Right now, I'm dying to see what's going on with Joe B. Well, you guys got to tell me what's going on with Joe B. I don't know. I saw his picture. Like, that's a whole other story. Like, I used to watch him all the time. I don't know what's going on with Joe B. I need to find out. Did Joe Buddy happen? But like, we all, And Erin, I think I did make you a mod, but Erin is how I found everybody too. I found Larga. I think Larga. Didn't we find each other through Adam?
Yeah, that was me and you found each other through Adam, and Erin was there too.
Yeah,
Erin was there too. Yep, and that's when Erin made that group, and that's how I met Shay B, Shannon Van, and
I love Shannon.
Norma Maldonado.
Yeah,
all of those people were in that original group.
Mims. How do we all we met Mims?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I met Corey through Mims too.
Yeah, I met Corey through Mims as well.
Yeah.
Mims.
But Log, I was just channel surfing one night when I found Log, and she was up here doing something she wasn't supposed to be doing, but we was enjoying it.
We have great Vanderpump, really good Vanderpump debates.
It was Bravo too. It was something with Bravo. She was doing something. It was something with Bravo. She wasn't supposed to be doing, but we was enjoying ourselves, and we've been locked in ever since.
I was new to YouTube, and I was like, oh, well, let's watch it together. So I started live streaming freaking a Bravo show on my YouTube channel, and Prosperity came in the chat, and we were watching the thing together when my YouTube got cut.
Yes, I was like, "Oop, I didn't get to see this episode yet. Oh my God, she watching it. Let's watch together." And baby, the thing got cut, and we just kept talking, and we've been locked in ever since.
That was like,
it was me, her, and DC were the first 3 people that was really on her channel consistently, and Toddy.
Yeah, Toddy
Vision. And that's how we met.
Like I see you guys in AT2's chat. I met him like very, very beginning. And I think I met him through the other people, Sherelle, when I shows. But then like him and I just stayed in contact. I go to his lives. I see you guys in there a lot too. And I said, I always say to him, I don't want to be involved, whatever. I don't want to fight with all these people. I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't like what he goes through. So like I have to back out, but I appreciate like all of you guys because we don't, I don't want that to ever, would never want to go on my channel and like be, try to take somebody else's platform down and talk about somebody else's platform and, tell people to be, that's just.
If only everybody thought the way you do, baby, we would be a better community over here on the YouTube.
I mean, they said like we kind of, keep narratives going with these shows. I mean, we do. We always want to know what's going on with these people. We find out everything. They call, they do put their information. They put their stuff out there. They don't go to Fox. They don't go to like Channel 6 News. They don't go to your, mainstream media. They go to these social media platforms. And look at BravoCon. 40,000 people came to New York last year for BravoCon just to see reality TV.
Mm-hmm. Wow.
See how they we mean something to that. And I love it. Like, even not like I say all the time, I didn't start doing this for to be monetized or anything like that. I did it because I would scream at my TV and I wanted to talk about it with somebody, and I was this angry blogger. But and then I met Adam. I met Zach when Erica filed for divorce. And then he introduced me to Adam and he allowed me on his platform for a year, and that gave me the confidence to do my own. I
was just about to say that. That's why I started, because other YouTubers would
like,
always tell me,
make you comfortable.
You channel, you got something to say. We like this. And they would send me links so I can come to their lives and come up on their panels and things. And they were like, girl, when are you going to start your channel? I'm like, I don't want a channel. That's not what I do it for. I just want to talk. I just want to talk my stuff because I feel like somebody should hear me because I be saying some funny stuff.
I was listening the other day and I was dying. I didn't even know I was cracking. I'm like, you guys were laughing, so I was laughing. And it was like, I needed that. I really needed that because it was funny. And I'm like, I have to go watch. I have to watch Love and oh my God, Love and Marriage Huntsville. I gotta watch it.
Yes, that's what I did my channel. That's also why I did my channel, because life is life. Life has been lifing for a good while now. And if we can laugh and have fun together, and sometimes you talk to these people more than you talk to people that you know regularly. You on live with these people, you become to know people's lives. You see what they're going through. Yeah. I have people that will come in my chat and in my DM to be like, "Hey girl, I need to laugh today. Such and such is going on. This is going on. Hey girl, are you going live?" So yes, as much as people say I help them, baby. Y'all just don't understand. I be behind this daggone thing like, oh my God, I don't think I can do it today. But as soon as I get and hit that live button, my day turn around, even if it's just for that little while that I'm up there. So not only do we help other people, we helping ourselves, and they are helping us as well, because the love, when you got genuine people in your room and in your corner, you can't help but to feel it, and it uplifts you. It gives you some motivation that you didn't even know that you had, and you were fine. So this right here helps everybody if we do it right, and if we are genuine with the purposes of us doing it.
Yeah,
it's always going to be it can always be a good thing, because I don't do much in my regular life, so I'm not doing it. I refuse. I refuse.
I mean, like, like, you know, I would never, I don't feel like that's a thing to, you know, being toxic and take other people's channels from them and going on there. And like, I have, you know, my feelings about how, you know, with other people, like they're the bigger channels and it's great and everything. You know, and they turn toxic and it gets to be too much. And I don't know what makes that happen, but, you know, like I said, we respectfully disagree. We have a good time. And like Jordan, when I first started this, me and Jordan will be on here for 4 hours and then we would talk for 8 hours on the phone. You know what I mean? We were 24/7. I'm like, I would talk to her more than I talk to anybody for about 8 months straight. And I'm like, wow, I talk to you more. And like, I have, you know, it doesn't matter if I've known somebody for 25 years. They have screwed me. I have friends that you guys don't even know us in real life. We don't know each other in real life. We don't have to show up for each other. And we do it because we want to. So we're not obligated. Like, and I always say that means something.
And that's the best part about it. That's what lets you know it's genuine.
Shay, what is your question? Because I saw you write. Can I ask a question?
Oh, yeah. She knows she can ask. What's wrong? What's up, babe? I always try to get Shay to come up too, because she's been around for probably the duration, I feel like, too. And I always try to
about 822. I love 822. I'm sorry anybody went after 822 channel, because he's amazing and he's a connector. And I met him through Krista. And then even yesterday, he didn't have to reach out to me before we did this live, and he gave me good advice about coming up with Krista. He goes out of his way to be nice, and he doesn't like walk to the side so nobody even gives him credit for it. He's an amazing individual in person, and he's funny and he works hard. And he'll be on his lives, and like Krista won't even be in the chat, or the Juice won't be in the chat, and he'll be like just shouting them out randomly, like, "Hey guys, I see Erin from the Juice Radio and Talk Show. Make sure you're prescribing to the Juice Radio and Talk Show. I love that channel. And go to Reality with Krista Marie." And they're not even in the chat, and he's calling them out. I mean, you don't have to do that to be that kind of person. It's amazing. And I love people, like everybody on this panel supports other channels as well as themselves. And that's just, to me, I love watching people who not only want to get farther, but they want to bring people up too. It makes a beautiful community.
Exactly.
And I'm Erin.
Part of something that's not, you know, a part of the community, because it's really hard to explain to people what makes us want to be so obsessed with the shows. But I tell them it's more than that. I'm like, it's a community, it's friendship. It's not just, we're not doing it just for what I do. It's so much more than just a YouTube channel or a podcast. It's, you know what I mean? Like the friendships and relationships are like, you know, like you said, like we talk about the stuff, but we're also all friendly. We're friends. I guess, you know, friendly community, and we don't have to, it's a safe community. And I tell people, I can't really explain it, but it's way more than just, it's like a little YouTube channel out here, you know. Thanks for coming.
You're not so little anymore, Krista. I was looking at your numbers. I was scared to come on your channel. Look how big you gotten.
I'm telling you, it's because I finally understand how to, like, I share all my thumbnails on like TikTok. I just learned how to do all that stuff.
By the way, everybody congratulate Krista, because she now has reached 10,000.
I see. I had to go back to her page.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
Her 10,000.
It took 2 years though. I don't know. I felt like
that's all
I know, but like I feel like I wanted to say something, but I'm like, no, because it's been like, it took so long, and I just learned how to like.
Baby, I am at 1K. Baby, 1.55K, baby. And it's just made a year. August made a year. Baby, you did that. You did it.
You should be so proud.
Exactly.
You should be very proud.
Thank you. I know. I try. I know. I am.
That's amazing.
It scares me because I feel like it makes. I don't know, you guys. I'm the kind of person that thinks the rug's always gonna be pulled up from under me. So when anything good happens, I don't know how to be happy. Like, you know what I mean? I just don't know how to accept it, because it took me like 6 years to just accept that my husband wasn't going to, like, you know, leave me. I'm very, you know, I don't trust it kind of thing. But like, I'm trying to, I want to say Like, I just like thank you, Erin, for that, because
Yeah, because I noticed there was no post, and I was like, is she waiting to the live?
Every other week, I'm like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. Nobody likes me. I can't do it. No.
You reached 10,000 this week. That's incredible. Congratulations.
Yes. How many people want to reach? I want to reach too.
Listen, I just lost my Instagram. Really because I had my Instagram was doing so well, and I got locked out of it. And the only way to post on that one, that's my reality one, I've always had, never had any other one besides that. They probably realized that was the harsh reality. I don't know, but I can't get into that Instagram. I can only do that business suite, so I can post on it, but I cannot get in those DMs, which is killing me. So I'm like, I have to
get into your DM.
I restarted it with that. The Whose Side Are You On? I had to do another another Instagram to use that to post on the old one, which that's the one that was like sharing it. I was sharing everywhere. I would share my thumbnails, and that's how I think I'm getting subscribers through that. But I just appreciate you guys. Like Erin said, you don't have to do anything. We don't have to show up for each other. And, even when we're not, and you come back, we're like, hey, I get excited to see everybody.
Replay game. If we ain't in the chat at that time, baby, we gonna hit that like button. We gonna hit that. Make sure everybody know to subscribe. I'm gonna tell the people to like and subscribe. That I don't know. I just love doing that. I just love sharing other people. Because if I'm not your cup of tea, or I might not know something on this subject, and I want you to know what you need to know, so go on over here, and they can tell you what I don't know.
And again, I feel like it's therapy. It's like therapeutic, because I was about to break my phone over Jax Taylor at one point. I had to come on. I had to find Ryan Bailey. I found Ryan Bailey because I was blocked by Jax. I still can talk about how much I can't stand it. I can tell you all the reasons why I can't stand Jax Taylor. But like, I used to just have to scream at my TV, and now it's like I feel like it's therapeutic. But I appreciate everybody. Everybody is out. Yeah, I guess we should end this thing.
Krista.
Yes, dear.
Brendan's so nervous. He wants to say something.
Okay.
Hello.
Hey.
I just want to. I'm just wondering, what's it like on Bravo? What's it like? No, it's not. I'm so confused. I'm so nervous right now.
Oh,
you're doing great.
Yeah, you're good.
When you become nervous, nephew?
I'm not used to dealing with celebrities. Okay. Yeah.
That's Miss Krista.
Hey.
We're not celebrities. He's used to us.
Yeah. Bravo's a funny place. Bravo has, I don't know, NBC and Bravo. I feel like, Bravo, they're just, I don't know. They bring people back. Like, why are you bringing people back? I feel like they don't stick to what, TLC, you get no, there's no, even if they hear you got arrested, you're not on the show anymore. They fire you. Bravo, Bravo, I feel like they need to get a better.
You gotta answer.
Yeah.
What's her name? Shay's question. I don't think nobody answered her question. I can't answer it because I don't know nothing about Kelly Dodd.
Listen, this is what I feel about that. Kelly Dodd is doing way better as a podcaster and a YouTuber than she was on the show. She has more, I guess, clout now. Listen, a lot of the women that were on the shows are now podcasters. They're getting more attention and making more money doing this. So I don't think is she really trying to get back on the show? Because if she is, I don't think she doesn't need to be. She doesn't need it.
Yeah, and I can't see her brand as well. If she's doing good on podcasts, she might want to stay there because people, the fans be fickle.
Is it wrong, you guys, to like Kelly Dodd so much?
They don't need her. I don't think she would have to be on TV, and I don't think it wouldn't do her any good. Everybody, it was like off of her head. We got rid of her. We are the ones that made her go.
Mm-hmm. I remember that much.
She's on YouTube.
Yeah, I wanted her to go.
She's doing good.
Kelly to go.
They would because they're assholes. They probably would bring her back, but it wouldn't be right. They bring back somebody like Jax Taylor. They'll bring back Kelly. But she doesn't. I don't think she needs it. She's fine. She argues with people very well. Quite well. She's fine.
Her husband.
Yeah, and he's good. He's good. Regardless of where he came from, he keeps her on track. Like, I need somebody like him. Keeps her on track. He brings her back down to one. You know what I mean? because he did that for 30 years. So she lucked out to meet him, I think. Like, say what you want, whatever, she's issues, but she met this man and he loved her really well. He was on Fox News for 30 years. He does really well with her podcast. He probably obviously doesn't need the money. They do Patreon. So her going back on the show would just like ruin her reputation even more, I think. That's what I think. I don't think she's. I mean, even if Leah, they say want Leah from what's her face, Leah? They want her to.
Oh yeah, New York. They said she's going back to New York.
She's sober.
Why?
Because she can hang out with sober people.
Because she's young and fresh, like the rest of the new chicks.
She's not young and Leah is not young and fresh.
She's younger and fresher than Luann.
She's a mess mentally, though. I mean, listen, she's
gonna mess. Leah's gonna mess up that whole vibe.
She is.
Sai already is.
I wanted Leah on the show. She had to maybe bring her sister, but not with these ladies. I mean, Leah to me, she just was very dry on Ultimate Girls Trip, and she said, "Oh, I can have fun sober." That's not even a problem for me. But like they were going after her about the drinking, and now they want to put her on the show because she's sober. And
she's not.
We wanted to believe that so bad on Ultimate Girls Trip.
It's Bravo trying to prove something, and I don't know why they think. I don't even think the blame goes on Bravo for substance abuse. It doesn't. It isn't. I mean, maybe
it is interesting how Bravo tries to force certain people down our throat, huh?
Well, I mean,
like Leah.
Yeah, and she was trying to prove herself right. That was not for us that she kept saying she can have fun sober. That wasn't for us. That was for herself. She was trying to convince herself that she could be fun sober. Yeah. And she didn't convince herself, and she didn't convince me either. She wanted to drink so bad, but I'm glad she didn't. But I'm like, girl, why are you coming to this environment at this time in society? You are not strong enough, sis. You cannot resist the temptation, and then you cannot deal with these women cackling and fussing at you and calling you names, and that's going to make you want to drink even more. Like, why would you risk your sobriety? And being that you did that, now you had to spend most of your time alone in Thailand with a group of people. You were with a group of people, but you were basically by yourself.
Alone.
Like you should have waited till the next season or something. I don't know when you should have went, but that season that she actually went, no go.
But Leah is not, even when she was drunk, she wasn't fun. I mean,
I don't know.
She's not a nice person. She has no personality, and no one's gonna. These girls are upwardly mobile, and she doesn't have the cash to play.
I mean, again, like we
wardrobe either.
I don't even know what's going. Like
exactly.
I was interested in her life, and who she's dating or anything like that. Like I was interested in what she was doing, but like on the show, she was just miserable, sick, tired, went home early. Ultimate Girls Trip. She didn't really belong. It didn't seem like she belonged there, and it kind of just for me ruined her comeback. Any kind of comeback she would have had.
She didn't go home early. She just was gone so long that we thought she left.
And we don't know if you're gonna get. Are we even gonna get the other one with the other Ultimate Girls Trip, the one with Caroline and Brandy? Are we getting that or no? Like
we may not.
Like, I don't
if
feel
it's tied
like
up in court,
the claim starts and ends with people with substance in Bravo. I don't feel like it's a Bravo problem. If you have an issue, they would suggest probably your counselor would tell you probably not to go on a TV show like that, or hang out with people that are not your real friends, where they have to make things for you to do, and it involves drinking, like parties, and get dressed like a hooker and come drink and tell me what you don't like about me. Like, if somebody's trying to be sober, who's going to want to enjoy that? Like, I'm not going to sit there and want to tell you my secrets. And I'm sober.
Exactly. Especially when y'all already attacking me for the little things that y'all see or you have seen about me. You think I'm about to give you some of my real life? But I will give it to Candace. She did try to include her and make her feel like she wasn't on the island alone. Logger, you got static, Logger.
I love Candace. I really love Candace. I feel like she doesn't need the show either at this point. She's a performer and she's amazing. I met Chris at Zach's show. I like she did something with her platform. She came on the show. They made her feel like she was nothing. She had nothing. She worked, just because she had generational wealth. She actually did something. She's a great singer. She can go far with that. And I feel like now she can just gracefully leave if she wants. She doesn't really have to be there. She doesn't put up with this crap. Candace. She can leave and she's got her career and she's amazing. And Chris seems pretty, down to earth and cool. And I think that Candace proved, that she's, not what they thought. Like that she was had nothing and she lived off her mom. And I liked Candace. She did. She came to. I don't. And yeah.
She came with a plan, though. She came with a 5-year plan. So I think this is her last season. I think this will be her last season.
Good.
She's outgrown this show. Margaret, you got static, sis.
How? From where?
When I talk, your box is moving.
That's so weird.
I'm just wanting to let you know. Oh, yeah, she's the only one that had a plan. She didn't let them take her marriage down. She stood 10 toes down with her husband. He stood 10 toes down with her. It was always them against everybody else. They may have had their problems and things, but they never let this show separate them. And there are a lot of people, and for them to be always talking about how young she is, she's so young, she's naive. She knew not to do that. She knew that one thing she wasn't going to do was allow this show or this network to take her man from her. She knew she wasn't going to stop her to not do her career. She knew she was going to use this platform to her advantage. And I am not a Candace stan or fan like that, but I also can give a woman her props when she deserves it, because she went through a lot with these ladies. Last season alone would have broke a lot of people's marriages up.
I would have been.
That could have broke a lot of. That would have. We've seen it. We've seen less break marriages up. But she stood 10 toes down, and she was like, "No, not me and mine. That's what you ain't gonna do." And baby, she was like, "I will fight each and every last one of y'all if I have to." And Chris like, "And I'm right behind you." That's the one thing I can say. That's one man that is not fighting to be seen by the masses of the show. He knows he's there to support his wife, and he plays his supporting role. A lot of people say he a wimp. He did. She talked to him. Sometimes I don't like how she talked to him. I ain't gonna lie. But we also know that he can get her together as well. And she always comes back. And we also know that it's real love. They actually love each other, and they in it for the long haul. So I hope this is her last season. But y'all, what is Potomac gonna be?
I need Candace to stay and outlive these fakers, McFakersons. I need her to stay longer than Robin. I need her to stay longer than Jiz. I need her to stay longer than any other fakers that come behind her with their fake little relationships, because she should get rewarded for actually being a real housewife with a real storyline.
Yeah, I think Robin and Giselle.
So they feed off of her storyline. If it was not for Candace, what would most of these girls talk about?
Oh my God.
What would they talk about? What would they be doing?
Neck and ankles would have had to leave seasons ago.
Her and Wendy should be top paid on this show. I like Karen. I love Karen, but I still feel that Wendy and Candace, the two melanated women on this cast, gives more than anybody, and it's authentic. It's not made up. You don't have to question if they telling the truth. Is it a lie?
Right.
We know what's going on. We see them moving. We know they got real careers. We know they got real family life. We know that they got real problems with these women because these women are jealous. We know everything that they do and they give us is authentic, because they don't just start beef with nobody. They gonna finish it, but they do not start it. It's always something that somebody started with them. And that's why, even though I'm not the biggest Candace fan, I always can give her props. And that's why I always wanted her. I wish that other thing never happened, because I wanted them. And then when Wendy came in, I was like, oh my God, they could have got Giselle and Robin and them up out of it, because all of a sudden now Robin and Juan filming. Child, if you don't get on my face with all of that, and then you're not even going to talk about the infidelities, and then you all of a sudden now you're going to bring him on the show. He goes to tennis games with y'all. He want to be part of the couple scene now.
They had a whole
reunion too.
This is where we need Tamra. Now I take back everything I said about Tamra on the OC. And if we had a Tamra on the Potomac, then she would have done something about revealing the Robin and all that. God. Somebody needs.
Thank you, Krista, for having me. This has been amazing. I love you guys. I'll watch all your channels. Please subscribe to the Juice Radio and Talk Show and say hello to me in the chats Monday nights and Wednesdays and Thursdays. Okay, thanks. Bye.
Yeah, I gotta go live too. I gotta go too. But this is a great conversation. Y'all always get me. I don't never want to leave.
I know. I appreciate everybody, but yeah. This happens. Like this happens. It happens like that too. We will sit here and we end up talking for hours, But I appreciate you guys. So I don't know.
We never want to get off, but we start. It take us forever to want to get up here. But as soon as we up here, we be like, oh my God, it's 2 hours already. I really don't want to go, but I guess I have to now.
I know. You don't got to go. What is it? You don't got to go. You understand?
You got to get that. I'm out of here.
Whatever. Yeah.
I'll see you guys later.
I love
you.
I
see you
too.
Krista.
Make it a great day, everybody.
Thank you for having me, Krista.
Love you guys so much. Thank you so much. I love you guys.
Right.
And see you soon.
And if y'all guys, when she finish here, I'll be going live next. So
are you
talking about the Kenneth and Nicki Minaj?
Oh no, I gotta get caught up. That's where I gotta get. All right, I'll get caught up and come in.
Okay, babe.
All right.
Love you, sis.
Love you.
Bye.
Bye. All right, guys. Oh, can't forget about our girl kid. I know it's not naughty too. Yes, I'm gonna get everybody's link. I'm gonna link it into my description. This is going to stay on YouTube. I'm going to put it onto the other platform. I'm going to probably get rid of us at the end. I'm going to edit us, but I'm going to keep it on YouTube this whole live because I love everybody and I love everybody seeing, that we respectfully disagree. I like that. We are showing people that this is like a platform that you don't have to be, so toxic and try to step on somebody to get to the top. Like we all are here to support each other and we've been doing it for a long time and I appreciate it. We don't, like I said, not all of us watch the same shows. But, it's a safe place for us. And I would hate for it ever to not be that way. So, and I appreciate you all for coming. Like I said, this will be on YouTube, the whole thing. And then I'm going to upload the first part onto the Who Started You On podcast on Spotify and Apple. And I will link that there. And just remember, please, the Who Started You On is the only day I might get used for Instagram. I feel so lost. That Instagram I can only post on. I can't even do stories on it. And I tried to get back into it. It's a whole thing with the phone. But anyway, everybody, I know I'm meeting all these people. I love it. Okay. I know. I appreciate all of you guys. I'm going to like everybody's channel. Q and DJ. I can't wait to go see everybody. It was fun. It was amazing. And this is not the only one. I'm going to do this maybe 2-3 times a week. It'll be like Who's Starting You On, and I appreciate everybody's opinions and guests, and I will talk to everybody soon. Guys, I have never said this either. Like, subscribe, and all that to my stuff too. But everybody's links will be in the chat, and I will also put them in the description. So, guys, please, and all of the new subscribers, like I said, you guys don't realize that you are an actual YouTube channel, and you don't realize sometimes that you will be private. If you are private on, like, I think on Gmail or on Google, I can't see your name. I don't even know who you are, but I appreciate everybody because I do put all this, I put these clips on like TikTok and all like Twitch and all that other stuff. So I appreciate it. That I know. Listen, you hear how I talk. I can't do it because I don't talk right. Shay, me and Shay, you should hear us having a conversation. We are two ADHD nuts, right? And we're like, and I'm like, Shay, an hour and a half, and we understood everything we were saying. It was amazing. But I love you, Shay. You're always there too. I know. And Corey, see you guys, everybody. So, all right, guys. I know I'm like dragging this out, but I don't even know how long it's been. But I just got my glasses too. These are actual new glasses that don't have the glare, and I have to wear them because I would not be able to see that chat. But I love you guys all. I'm ending the stream, and look for I will put some thumbnails out, and I'm going to go over to Brody Girl Prosperity. Please. Like, subscribe, share the crap out of this stuff. That's where I'm telling you, I feel like that's where it's at. But yeah, I love to share stuff. I didn't realize it goes over to the community page, and then it doesn't do 24 hours like TikTok, or not TikTok, like Instagram. It'll go away the next day. I'm like, oh no, I know I'm old. I don't understand how things work. But yeah, JJ Speaks, everyone. I've been seeing you guys for like so long. I appreciate everybody. And thanks for showing up. And again, it'll be Who Started You On, staying on YouTube, also on podcast platforms. And I'll talk to you soon. Love you guys.